I wish y'all had a fan in this motherfucker.
We about to be
Like
we
a
live on
slave in this
YouTube right
motherfucker.
now.
Like I'm on goddamn it. Give me, I'll get that cotton ball.
Hey, Kerry, that was good commentary. I thought y'all was live. Y'all wasn't even live.
Right, no,
No,
that's it.
a lot of things I just can't say right
I
now.
know, man. That was, man.
It'll hurt some feelings, man. Folks.
Yeah, you right. You right.
They'll be hitting inboxing me.
But it's real though.
It's
Kids
real.
gotta understand what they getting into. Like
The camera.
my 8th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade year, I had every coach at DPS come in my living room.
Yeah, I know
Even
they
Joe
did.
Staley. And
I
so
know
these
they
kids
did.
gotta understand what they getting themselves into before they get to high
This
school.
one, right?
I remember I saw you at Mary Queen of Peace.
Yeah.
What's up? I wanted to announce today that we do have a brand new film studio and video studio inside T-Shirt Kings, photography. So if you want to have a photo shoot or anything like that, we're having a special 30-minute shoot. As many pictures as you take, we just email them all to you. You don't have to worry about prints. You get your pictures back before you leave. And so everything that you've always imagined that a photo shoot or that video production should be, we're bringing it to you.
You lost the bottom part of it. Is it?
Yeah. All right, hold on.
Every time I come in the press room, you in the press room. Working on our Stars Hottronic heat press. Using all the vinyl. Making all the picture tees. I like vinyl.
I'm about to just load these boxes up on Nacho.
Man, you gotta be a crazy little brother to get fired on your day off. What you get caught stealing boxes for?
Man, I didn't get caught stealing no boxes. He said he caught me though.
You get our rent paid.
Why don't you go in there and ask the girls real fast to see if they help us pay our rent?
That don't sound like a bad plan at all.
What's up, Pops? What's up, Smokey?
I'm trying to set up a meeting with the girls, man.
Okay.
Y'all wanna help me and Craig pay our rent?
Craig still owe me money from the last time he got me. He gotta learn a lesson. He shouldn't be stealing. Go ask him to tell that girl from last night to give him some money.
What they say? They said it's slow for real.
I'm about to just ask boss when we get our job done.
Of course you can. Yeah!
Go ahead. Carrie, you
I'm going on.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Bring
And
it
we're
out.
back.
Bring it out.
We're back. Coach K Sports Corner. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All the great people of Dayton, Ohio. The 937, I'm here. I want to thank again my guy, Coach SMED, T-Shirt Kings, Peanut. Hey, man, we always do it real here. And tonight,
Never thank Peanut.
never thank Peanut. Damn, Peanut. That's how you feel.
Man, I done did a goodwill mission for the whole block. I went to a whole Democratic Party for us and everything.
Damn. Today, we are blessed to have Dayton's own, the story of Brother Derrick Daniels. A little something about him from what I watched when he was a young guy. I remember going to a game at Mary Queen of Peace and seeing this tall, lanky guy playing basketball, and I was like, hey man, this dude is an animal. This mug is long as hell with a big ass head. I was like, damn. I was like, he got game. And it was just, and I enjoyed watching him play, and I was just, really like, where is he going to go? What school is he going to go to? And he's got a story to tell because his journey is one for all, I suggest everybody to show someone that's a young athlete, even if you're not an athlete, just to hear his story. And, I tell you every time, we have choices in life, and we make those choices. And some choices result in consequences that you don't want. And some choices you skate through by the grace of God. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Derrick and let Derrick tell you who he is and a little background on him, and we'll get into some conversation. Everybody out there, Derrick Daniels.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Let's go.
DD.
I grew into that big ass head you talking about. Just a little background on me. I recently came home back in December from doing a 6-year bid. I got
You did 6, all 6.
all 6. You know, I got my degree behind bars, a business degree, so I'm proud of that.
Wow.
Of course, Mary Pennapiece, 8th grade, standout basketball player.
How tall were you in 8th grade?
8th grade, I was about 6'3", 6'3 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Long, with a wingspan.
Yes, sir. And chose to go to Thurgood for my career, you know, and coming in freshman year, it was big hype that I didn't even imagine, you know what I mean? I didn't imagine at 14 being in newspapers. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is stuff you dream of. Like, I've been to all the high school games. I admired all the older players, like Jaren, Daquan, all those guys. But
So tell me this. Coming out of 8th grade, during your time in 8th grade, how many coaches from the area came to your grandmother's house to talk to you?
The area, no, I ain't even gonna lie, every single one of them. From Catholic schools to every single day in public school.
Yeah.
Like, they were in my living room nonstop. You know, Coach Pullen was at the games, Coach Darnell was at the games, everybody was at the games, so it was different. You know, that was my first real taste of recruitment, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know what to expect, like, being recruited from college and stuff, but that was my first real taste of, you know, the attention I was getting. You know what I'm saying? And
There was a lot of
different.
attention.
It was different. For a 13, 14-year-old, that's different.
Yes.
That's different.
And now, you're staying with your grandmother, correct?
I was staying with my great-grandmother.
Your great-grandmother.
Yeah, she
So
was.
how many siblings were in the house with you?
I was raised alone with my great-grandmother.
Okay.
But I do have siblings. I do
Okay.
have siblings.
Okay. I know you have some siblings.
Yeah, I have a lot
I
of
know
them.
you have a lot of
A
them.
lot of them. I love them dearly.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So go ahead.
So, you know, that was different. Me and my great-grandmother was trying to navigate it. You know, you talking about a woman raising a man. But then you take it as far as a great-grandmother, you know, raising a man by herself, you know. So it was overwhelming, especially for her. She didn't really know who to trust. You know, great-grandmothers, they think a bigger picture. What y'all gonna do about his education? Y'all talking about his basketball, like, what's going on?
Right.
Y'all gotta come correct me. Y'all talking to her, so it was a little overwhelming for her. She never really dealt with that before with my uncles or anybody else, so it was new. It was new. So going into freshman year, it was a whole different ballgame for me. You know what I mean?
So how was it your freshman year, playing during the season?
The season.
Did you start varsity your freshman year?
Yes, I did. And
you grew a
that
couple
shocked
inches,
me.
correct?
Yeah, I was when the season started. I was about 6'5".
Yeah.
I was about 6'5", and that shocked me because we had players on the bench that I felt like should have started over me. So to get in that position and then to see your name in the newspaper, it's a lot because they expect so much out of you, and you don't even know at 14 whether you're able to live up to it.
Right.
But one thing I can say is my brothers that I played with that were 17, 18, the juniors and seniors that I played with that year, they really were like big brothers.
So who are those guys that you're referring to?
Junior, Edmund Early, you know, that's my dog. Law, Mark Allstar,
Right.
Rayshawn, the best guard I've ever played with, Rayshawn Mark, Wayne O, T, Davion. They all kept me level-headed. You know, made sure that I didn't get too big with all the notoriety, but they also made sure that I was comfortable with playing with them.
Okay.
So they helped me mature a lot. And it's like, my freshman year, I didn't really get a chance to be a freshman. You know,
Wow.
I was playing with these guys. I'm at practice every day. I'm bonding with these guys. I never really bonded.
So
with
you're
like
bonding as a 14-year-old. You're bonding with 17 and 18-year-olds.
Yes, sir.
So their conversation
It's
was
way
totally different,
Totally different.
from a 13 and 14-year-old,
Totally different.
from the guys, the peers that you know, that you kick it with.
Yeah,
You're
totally
cool with.
Totally
So now you gotta you're hanging with 17 and 18-year-olds
And it's
on a
lot-
regular basis.
And it's still overwhelming because then again, the guys that I grew up with that are my age, I don't never wanted them to make me feel like I was better than them just because all this is happening. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm trying to balance on keeping it humble, trying to keep relationships and all that. You know what I mean? While staying on top of school and handling everything that's going on.
So what position were you playing as a freshman?
As a freshman, we had Big Gary, so I wasn't necessarily a center, but I was a power forward. Center.
You was in the post.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So your freshman year, how'd y'all end up doing that year?
We did great that year, but not by our standards. We ended up getting ranked top 25 in the country, but we ended up losing the Altar. I blame it on the New Jersey.
Oh, that's right. Y'all had Jaren Simmons.
Yeah.
Jaren Simmons put that thing on, put that work on.
That's my brother. But then again, Junior got hurt. Junior had him locked up. But junior got hurt.
Jordan.
It took a
That
turn
did
after
happen.
junior got hurt.
That was.
But
that
Jerron
was
played
a
his game.
tough
I can't
game.
take nothing away from him. He made the state that year. He did a good thing for the
Yeah.
school. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of him for that.
Yes, he did. So you didn't have the. How was your season your freshman year? How
My
did you
season-
do as far as numbers?
To my standards, I did terrible, but I don't blame that on how I played. When you're a freshman playing on a stack team like we had in my freshman year, it was like you get in where you fit in,
Mm-hmm.
and you do what's best for the team. So as a freshman, even though I was starting, I was just in there to use my talents for what the team needed me. Even without me, we were still going to be ranked number 1 in the state, top 25 in the country. So without me, it would have still been the same. So why would I come in there and try to mess it up with an ego? You know what I mean? So came in there, I did what they needed me to do.
So your freshman year in high school, had you been in any trouble in school at that
No.
time? You
Honor roll
suspended, anything?
No, honor roll student.
Okay, I knew that. Honor roll student. I just wanted to hear you say that.
For sure.
Going into your sophomore year, now, you know, the hype around you was what? It's even bigger now.
Yes, sir.
The hype done grew
Yes, sir.
on you. Everybody's talking about Derrick Daniels. You know, how Derrick doing? What's gonna, you know, what kind of role is Derrick gonna play this year? Is he gonna step up? He's gonna be this top dog that everybody's looking at. And so tell me, how did that go your sophomore year?
Sophomore year went great. You know, we had a good year. You know what I'm saying? I think my sophomore year, we actually bonded better as a team than my freshman year.
Well, I would say because at this point now you're about 15
Yeah.
and you're playing with still probably some 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
So you're not as far apart in age.
No.
And now you've had a year under your belt as far as being around other high school kids and older kids. So now you're the little bit of the, not the OG,
Yeah.
but you're an older guy now. So now you're trying to tell freshmen how it go, how it works, how things work here.
For sure.
This is what we're gonna do. This is the work. You gotta pick it up here, because Coach Hoskins was your coach,
Yes, sir.
correct? So these are things that are expected of you. So go ahead, tell me how things went for you.
So things went really good. You know, I see my role start to step up. You know, I started averaging bigger numbers. I started getting doubles here and there. And we were succeeding as a team, you know. And I think that year was even more special than my freshman year because I felt like the team was closer. I feel like those juniors my freshman year, they senior year, they was really more determined.
They were locked in.
They were locked in. They were tight like glue. They held me in like glue, and they really trusted me. They really trusted me and gave me the ball in spots where I needed it. And that team was probably the best team I played on.
Okay, so your sophomore year, what are you playing now? The 5 or the 4?
I'm still at the 5. We lost Gary, so we was a little bit smaller. We lost Darren Groves, and so we was a little bit smaller.
So you're at the 5 now.
yeah, I would get pushed to the 4 when he was still landing Brazil in, but I was still at the 5.
But at your height, you're really a face up
For sure.
ball player.
Yeah.
You're
Versatile
not, your
player,
back
yeah.
is not
No.
to the basket. That's because you were kind of frail then.
Yeah, I was kind of frail then.
Yeah, you were frail. So I remember you were a good defender. You were blocking shots. I remember you got. I think it was at your dunk. You had a couple of dunks that I was because I was at
Yeah.
a lot of your games,
Yeah.
so I was really checking you out.
Yeah.
And you were pretty much doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so your sophomore year goes through. How far did you guys make it in the
We
tournament?
made it to the state Final 4.
State Final 4.
Yes, sir.
And things just didn't pan out the way you expected them to.
No. We continue to lose the teams that's less talented than us.
Okay.
And it hurts.
Yeah, he said it hurts.
It hurts.
Hurts to this day.
It hurts. Because I should have 3 rings on my finger. Legit.
Yeah.
Legit 3.
Yeah. So you finished the school year. Any trouble?
No.
Not suspended. Still honor roll student. So now you've gone through your freshman and your sophomore year. You are a model student, honor roll student, and now you're getting college coaches starting to contact you.
Sure.
Because now you're 6'5", 6'6",
Yes, sir.
with a long wingspan,
Yes, sir.
and you got the grades.
And that sophomore year AAU,
It was phenomenal.
phenomenal. EYBL, we ended the season ranked number 1 in the country as a team. So
Wow.
AAU went amazing.
So now you really the buzz is starting to hit your name.
I'm hearing from Michigan State, unofficial visits to Ohio State, unofficial visits to Tennessee. It's going crazy after that.
So you really like, wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, you step into now, going into your junior year. Now the hype now is to the sky.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think like the hype is to the sky, but a lot of people don't know it's like if you pay attention to college basketball and you see one and dones and you see how teams got to reload, it's not the same because you don't have one and dones in high school, but every year you have to reload.
Yeah, but I'm saying the hype is for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For you as just an individual, the hype for you now is what. So now the team has to be on your back.
Yes, and I felt it.
You got to carry this team.
Yes.
And how did it go?
I think it started off with a little friction because that's the year I decided to play football.
Oh, so who was the friction with?
With my head coaches in basketball, they didn't like the decision that I made to play football.
Wait a minute.
They did.
Wait a minute. So they telling me, because I remember you played football.
Yes, sir.
You telling me they told you not to play football?
Yeah, and there was a lot of stuff going on after that I was starting to foresee, and there was a lot of friction going on, a lot of rumors about me leaving, transferring, so there was friction there too as well.
So now your junior year has become really a tornado.
Almost, yeah. And we came in not as talented as we've been. So it was like I got a lot of weight on my shoulders, but I decided to play football, so I didn't. Even while I was playing football, I was in the gym working out, but to them it was like, you can't spend all your time working out if you're playing football. I was still in the gym, but they felt like it wasn't a focus for me. You know what I mean? So I can get how they see it some ways, but then again, it's like.
But
We'll go. Can I ask
go
something?
ahead, man.
So, the rumors about you wanting to leave and go somewhere else. What happens when you've had some success? Because your sophomore year, did we go to the state?
Yeah, we went to state.
So we was like Final Four that year.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then so coming back that next year, did you just kind of like look around and see everybody that was leaving and knew that we wasn't gonna be that good? What made you feel like you could?
It was a combination of that, and it was a combination of me wanting to develop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Into something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, it was a lot of stuff that was happening inside the school that I feel like the school was cool. I enjoyed it. I loved Derrick. You know what I mean? I loved Derrick to death. But it was a lot of stuff that I could foresee at that age that just, give you a feeling like,
right,
maybe it's time for me to change and switch places. Maybe
Right.
change the pace. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that off season, I really was looking different directions, but I hadn't said it to anybody.
More than just basketball. It was about you wanted to go
bigger than
somewhere else.
basketball.
Was more than
It was
just
bigger than
basketball.
basketball. I knew Coach had mad connections. So
Yeah.
I knew that if I did my thing, Coach Ronnie was going to put me in a great school.
Right.
So it wasn't so much as me trying to get somewhere to get bigger offers. I had every coach in the country call me. It was just me knowing that I need to go somewhere else. I need to refocus and get somewhere else.
Because at this point you're 6'7".
Yes, sir.
At this point, are you starting to hang with people you shouldn't be hanging with?
For sure.
And so now, here comes the hill where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to make bad choices.
Yes, sir.
I'm hanging with the wrong people.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this. Had you started smoking weed or something at that time?
I had started smoking weed actually before that.
Really?
Yes. I had been smoking weed probably 2 or 3 years before my junior year. Probably going in my freshman year, I started smoking weed.
So was it the people you were hanging with, or was it just you? Who did somebody just say, hey, and pass it to you?
I wouldn't say nobody just say, hey, and pass it to me. I take accountability for everything I do. In my right mind, I chose to smoke weed.
Right.
That's something I
But
chose.
here's my thing. Here's my thing, and this is what I want people to understand. Yes, you take accountability, but understand also what you said just a little bit ago. You're 14 years old, 13, 14 years old. Somebody had to introduce you to that lifestyle.
Sure.
So somebody introduced you to that.
So
Just like when you started your junior year, you got folks in your ear, they're pulling on you.
For sure.
They're telling you, "Oh, this is not right." Now you got folks tearing at you, because you want to decide you want to play football. So now you got folks mad at you. Got folks over here mad at you because you want to play.
Yes, sir.
You got folks over here telling you, come play. You got other folks saying, hey, man, you need to transfer.
Yes, sir.
So now you are...
other folks saying, smoke this.
Yeah, the other folks saying, smoke this blunt.
Hey, but let me say one thing
even
about
bring up
about the people that's passionate to it.
Oh, man.
Listen, man, they couldn't do no more than every rap song that he listens to. Right. The whole culture is just inundated with smoke now, smoke now, smoke now.
And I will say, as a catalyst also, like the NBA has a lot of places have decriminalized because, like I said, you being under that so much pressure, so many people pulling you in certain ways, that could have gave you anxiety to a certain extent. Sure. And a lot of times, we don't acknowledge that it does have medical properties, that it does benefit people. But at a young age like that, you probably wasn't ready for it.
And I think that's another thing is, I think if you're grown and you're mature and you can handle it,
yes,
for sure. But at 14, 15 years old,
you're not that exactly. You're not.
I'm gonna tell you,
not at that point.
Most of these grown people cannot handle it.
Exactly.
No, man, it's 1 out of 1,000,000 that probably will handle it for real. So,
and then
like
I'm
no
50
passes
years
being
old. I'm
given.
walking in liquor stores, not even getting questions.
Yeah. I just remember growing up, my older siblings, they smoked marijuana, but they were functioning marijuana smokers.
Yeah.
They still got up every morning and went to work and was at work on time.
Right.
And in today's society,
once in the morning,
a lot of them aren't functioning marijuana smokers.
Right.
But my thing is, there was once upon a time where, it was, street law. Hey man, he's an athlete.
Yep.
Don't give
it to him.
I ain't gonna lie. Now, a lot of people that I talk to, they be like, dang, you should have had somebody, a big brother or something, to tell you, like, hey, don't do this, they don't do that, watch your back. I didn't get that until I went to prison.
Well, that's my point.
And it's crazy because I expected it on the street, but when I got to prison, I had big brothers that really...
Yeah, that's going to look out for you.
That really like, hey,
right.
We see,
because they've been in there, and they're trying to tell you, hey, man, this is young blood. You don't have to do this. Sure. When you get out, take care of your business in here, X, Y, and Z. Sure. But again, at a young age, you're 15, 16 years old.
You ain't ready.
You got somebody, or even younger, you're 14. Somebody says, here.
Yeah.
Now, what we don't understand is that's a part of your downhill right there because you're an athlete.
Right.
And you're trying to better yourself at this time. Because at that time, it was not legal for them to be doing this.
Absolutely not.
So somebody
still ain't.
was, it was misery loves company. Come on over here with me. So now you're in your junior year. You're 16 years old. You're a young man. You're being raised by a great grandmother. The male in your life is Coach Hoskins.
Yeah, and Coach Dink and
Marco. Yeah. These are the men in your life. Yeah. And I know what Dink is about.
Yeah, he's straightforward. I mean, he found out here's a crazy story, man. So we like some dumbasses, we was smoking on Snapchat, me and Lil Stinger. So somebody snitched on us and showed Coach Dink the Snapchat.
I remember that.
Y'all on Snapchat, y'all snitch on yourself.
Listen though, it looked like somebody took the Snapchat and then recorded it with another phone. So somebody was really trying to,
Yeah, I remember that.
So Coach Dink had already whooped Stinger, so he came over my house and was like, "Yo, is this something you want to tell me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about." I don't know. He's like, he looked at my grandma, he's like, "Man, do you trust me?" My grandma looked at him like, "What's going on?" He's like, he asked her one more time, like, "Do you trust me?" She's like, "Yes, you've been taking care of me, and I'm like, I trust you." He stood over me like, "You got one more time. Look, I already checked Stinger. You might want to tell me what's going on." I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Coach Dink, somebody you don't lie to. Coach Dink, he treat everybody like his kids. He'll whoop you.
Right.
I'm like, man, all right, you know, I smoke weed. What? He's like, man, I'm on your ass.
Right.
It was that.
Right.
And I can really say, like, he cared, like, he loved.
He
like,
saw the bigger picture for you. He wants to see.
He was willing to
He
whoop
wants to
my
see
ass
kids
because I
succeed.
smoke weed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like, I done had conversations with people about smoking weed and stuff like that, but I never really feel like nobody gave a fuck except Coach Dean because the way he approached me about it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Coach Mark O'Neal, he approached me the same way about smoking weed. You know what I mean? So it was like those two, I seen the love, like.
Right.
Remember we talked about. Let me cut you off. Remember we had that conversation with Tamika's team.
Mm-hmm.
Kids see right through the fake love.
Right.
So,
They see right through it when you don't care about it.
Right.
So when you start feeling that mothers don't care about you,
So.
at that point your mindset is now, F it.
Yeah.
F it. I'm not with this. So now you're getting pulled over here. You're getting pulled over here. You feel like right now my love is for Coach Dink because he loves me. Because you already dealing with, lack of a man in your life.
So.
People don't admit these things, but you're missing that male in your life to tell you, just like you young ladies miss fathers. So, they go after men that they're searching for love from a man. You're searching for love for somebody just to accept you besides your grandmother. So you're getting pulled. So now, again.
Junior year was rough because we weren't. This is the first time I ever been a part of a team that was kind of going from below 500 to 500 to a little bit above 500 to where we wasn't.
Yeah, y'all wasn't dominating.
I saw you were.
We was losing. Now, opponents and all these schools probably done shifted and got better and changed.
Right.
But to lose the opponents
Right.
back then
Yeah.
was like, bruh, come
Slap
on.
in the face.
We
Right.
just lost the opponents.
Right.
Almost lost the medal there.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, what's going on, yo?
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's a slap in the face. Because you did not have a successful junior year. So
lost opponents in the playoffs.
Yeah, looking at you were frustrated out there. You were very
I got
frustrated.
sick a couple times that year from getting into with coaches.
Yeah.
My attitude was spiraling. I didn't want to listen.
But nobody at that time takes the time to say, let me figure out what's going on with this young man. What's going on with him? But your life is spiraling out of control.
I feel like people was talking at me, not to me, trying to.
Right.
You know what I mean? They was talking at me.
So again, before we came on the show, I told him some of the things that I felt. I felt like at this point now, the community is failing this highly talented, this highly, player that's being recruited.
Number one player in the state for his freshman class.
Yeah,
For sure.
he's being failed by the
A lot
community.
of people didn't know that either.
Yeah, a lot of people. He's being failed. That's my fact check.
Rank
Right
24.
there. Peanut. He's gonna fact check.
Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna pull it up. He's gonna tell me your middle name in a minute. But it's at that point where I'm looking at you and I'm on the outside looking in, but we're cool because I've talked to you. I've come to you. I've tried to help you with some things, and I'm like, Derrick, what you need, blah blah blah. But I couldn't get over there as much because I'm coaching that Charlie.
So, and I remember, like, he probably don't remember this. He took me to my first ever big open gym. This is when I knew I had talent. Like, before this, I knew I was tall, I was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't know this. I was in 8th grade, right? He's like, yo, you want to hoop? Like, yeah, so open gym at Stars. Oh, I'll take you. You know what I mean? Pick me up, brought me. I'm thinking it's open gym, guys my age.
Yeah.
I walk in the gym. Norris Cole, Daquan, Jawan Staten, AJ, Teddy, I'm in 8th grade. What you doing?
Right. Wow.
What?
There you go, put his feet on the fire real quick.
Trying to get it right.
I'm like, if you an 8th grader nowadays and they don't bring you to them type of open gyms, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. Cause they brought me there and I'm thinking this. I'm like, yo, I can't hang with these cats. These college players.
But you did.
But I did.
You did.
And you put me in that position to help me realize, like,
You can play with these guys.
I'm gonna put a footprint on Dayton Public High School basketball here, just like these guys.
Like they
Right.
did.
You feel me?
Exactly.
So,
You in the room.
it was great. It was great for me.
That's a great story.
That
was that hit. I don't even know if you remember that.
Yeah. Call me Derrick on my way.
For sure. He was that time with it.
I just, if you know me, you know me. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I ain't asked you for nothing. You hungry when we done?
For sure.
Let's get something to eat.
For sure.
But I told you learn a lot about a kid just going to Wendy's or McDonald's and getting them a sandwich and something to eat. You can learn a lot. And I learned a lot just in those couple of hours just being with him. And that's what I wanted to do, was learn more about him.
Another person who used to try to talk to me and get through my head a lot was Derrick Malone. He did.
Oh, yes, Derrick.
He tried to talk to me.
That's Malone.
He tried to get to my head.
But his method, but listen though, his method though is like,
Man, Derrick Coach Malone.
yeah, Coach Malone's method is a lot, way more militant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
him reaching me at that time, not today, I'm more mature. I can listen to everything. I think he's a brilliant, intelligent guy. Like I can listen to him for hours now.
Yeah.
But back then, when I was immature, I
wasn't trying to hear that.
because he was too intelligent for
Yeah,
me.
and he was
too
militant. He was
militant.
firing every cylinder out.
He will talk to you for 10 hours.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and he's gonna give you
Sure.
he's gonna give you
But
everything.
it be knowledge, but it was the knowledge I wasn't ready to
He
receive.
wasn't ready to
I wasn't
receive.
ready to receive.
Right.
They got to be in a way, in a
That's my
form
bro.
Yeah.
that you ready to
Yeah,
accept.
at that age I wasn't ready to
Good,
receive it. But now it was like I soak up everything you tell me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Soaked up.
let's say, at what point you grades them, they've fallen.
They aren't 3.0, 3.5 like they used to be, but they're still eligible 2.9, 2.8 around that range. Yeah, for sure.
So at what point, I remember you had to sit.
Yeah, that was my senior year.
I will ask a question before we get there. So, like, you had committed beforehand, right?
No, I had committed. I had actually, my junior year hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
My junior year hurt me a lot with how we played and stuff like that. So my recruitment started to go down. Like, I'm still hearing from D1s everywhere,
Right.
but it wasn't high majors. It was every mid major you could
Okay,
think of.
yeah.
So it was like, it was different. You know, and I didn't really see myself going to those schools when I played AAU against guys going to Kansas and I give them 30 pieces.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's me not getting out there. I play for one of the top AAU teams, so the exposure's there. I don't know if it's I need to go to these camps or I don't know what's going on. So, you know, my senior year, we going into it like the open gyms and stuff before the season started.
Okay.
I'm starting to squeeze little offers in. I'm like, man, look, I'm trying to get this done before my senior season starts.
Yeah.
Because I want to focus on getting this last ring. We had got Evan to transfer. We was looking real good. It was looking like, yo, we might go win this my senior year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Miami came in. They was the biggest mid-major I had at that point. I took the visit. They had about 8 seniors leaving. So I knew freshman year I was going to play. I was going to start for sure. That was done deal. So I'm like, I'm going to Miami. If things don't work out, I'll transfer after my first, second year, go somewhere there. But I need to put on right here at Miami. This is where I need to be. You know what I mean? Be on the floor, go D1, get my education taken care of so my grandma ain't got to worry about paying the student loans.
Mhm.
So that was the goal. So that's why I committed right before my senior year started, for sure.
So you go into your senior year now. It's pure hell.
Yeah,
Adversity
for sure.
has kicked in.
Yeah.
I'm in the streets doing.
You deep in the streets now. Your feet are 10 toes down in the streets.
Gang bang.
You done went from an honor student, not getting in trouble, not getting suspended. So I think you had a fight your senior year.
And that's the crazy part. I had a fight, right? So at this point, my grades were okay. He borderline eligible. He eligible right now. I had a fight after school hours off school grounds. Now, mind you, okay, they say you're still the school's responsibility until you give it your parents. I left and went home.
Right.
Came back to the McDonald's. Got into a fight. I didn't.
That's the rule.
But I had been with my parent at that point. So in my thinking, I'm like, yo, I got suspended for something that
Oh, so
didn't
you
happen.
had already went back to your parent and went back.
Right.
So that
Well,
I'm like,
But look, funny story. I was in elementary school, and on a Saturday, I chased home a kid and I went to school with a knife, right?
Yeah.
She was dating the principal. I still got suspended on a Saturday.
She was dating the principal.
Yes.
Who was?
Well, the parent of the child I chased home with a knife.
Hey, you got suspended?
Yeah,
You got
I got
fired.
suspended on your day
You
out.
got fired on your day off.
But
Yeah.
I
And
think
look, that'll be my best friend. We'll be cousins later on in life.
Take a
Take a
point away from you for getting suspended for 20,
But
30 years.
I think the baddest part about what happened is that the fight was recorded. And I don't never want myself being put out there, sending out that type of. So I think it being recorded kind of pressured the school and it probably suspended me. But I never really feel like I should have been suspended.
I agree.
I agree too.
But with me being suspended, already borderline eligible, it was like that suspension took it over the edge, and it was like the very last day of suspension, I turned in a paper that would have made me eligible, but the teacher put in the grade late. So now we having all these debates with OHSAA. You gonna let me be eligible? So they said, all right, you weren't eligible. So time go fast. I'm doing my schoolwork. You know what I mean? Everything's coming together. I should be eligible. I get suspended again.
For what?
Fight. This time it was in school. So I'm at your mercy at this point.
Right.
But the same thing happens. I do my work while I'm suspended. Turn it into the teacher. Turn the grade in late.
Right.
And now I gotta go all the way to Columbus to meet with the board. Like, hey. So and when I met with this board, like I can say literally there was not one black person on the board.
Right.
So I'm up here. This is my first real taste of court.
Yeah.
It would have seemed like, because they got it set up like you really facing court. Like
You against all odds.
Yes. And I'm high school basketball. Y'all really doing high school basketball players like he going to court being sentenced. This is just eligibility. Come on now, Tony.
Right.
So they looking at me. They like, yo. They agreed. Like, yeah, you turned it in first. It's not your fault that the teachers turned the grade in late, so you shouldn't be punished for it. Then they look at my attendance. Skip school. Left early, miss period. Then they like, yo, you showing a pattern of not even caring about school. So even though your grade should have been right, we gonna say you ineligible just because you've been missing all these days. Turned over the paper, didn't even look at me. They was looking at the paper the whole time. Didn't even look me in my eyes and tell me I was ineligible.
Man, I cannot hate. Listen, Tony Ruby Sr. tells us when we did a legendary podcast with Tony Ruby Sr. And when he went and got sentenced, he had literally stopped selling drugs. He stopped everything cold turkey. Went inside there a changed man. He was still sentenced off of that paper. And you just saying that made me think of what he said. He said, I'm me. I'm not that paper.
And it's crazy because at the time I'm 17. So me and the justice system, we haven't been. So I don't know how deep that can get, how things work. But that was my first real taste, but I wasn't able to notice it at the time. So I'm like, man, these people ain't looked up one time. I told them.
T just checked in. T?
Yeah.
He just checked in. He said y'all was getting busy his senior year and your sophomore year for y'all staying real.
So that's my dog.
They don't care about you. Those people didn't care about you.
For sure. But that's the bad part. Why do we have people running association over kids that don't care about the kids?
Say that.
Right.
It's not. It's the associate is not. It's not for you.
Exactly.
It's not for you. It's for them. It's not for you.
That's the problem.
That's one thing we have to understand.
But what these people don't understand is, like, you take a kid like me, and at that point, basketball was all I had. I found out my great grandmother had cancer. I found out I had a baby on the way that I needed to prepare mentally for.
Right.
And a lot of things in my life was downward spiraling, and you took the one thing away from me that would have really kept me in school. The one thing that would have kept me in school, kept me trying. After they took basketball, once I got that final verdict and said, man, I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Remember I told you now, man.
I'm right with you, bro.
Listen here. I say, the people that wear the suits, not just at OSHA, but in our own community, the people that wear the suits do the best job of pushing our kids to the street.
Right.
They do the best job of saying it's about the kids. But at the end of the day, it's not about the kids.
Hold on, let me rock with y'all one time. So listen, bro, my senior year in high school, right? Man, I got expelled my senior year, bro, for having a pager.
That's crazy.
I wasn't selling drugs. I wasn't doing anything. I had a pager, and I'm walking to class, and I told some girl to page me. A security guard overheard me say that, found me in the gym. I gave the girl the pager. He went to her founder. They called me to the office and said, "You're expelled." Not suspended. Expelled for 80 days my senior year. And kicked me out of school.
As a parent, bro,
that's not a bullet.
My kid.
It wasn't a bullet. Did you even have a hearing?
No, I didn't have nothing. My parents had passed away at this point. Like I didn't even have nobody to go to court with me.
I had a hearing at DPS for the situation that I got into a fight off campus. I had a whole hearing about that, and they still chose to suspend. So I had a hearing at DPS.
Bro, how do you suspend an athlete that's got a Division I scholarship, aspirations to even get something even more major than that? Like, where is the discretion to weigh it all out and say, look, you know what, man, he got a lot of stuff going on. Man, listen, young man, we gonna give you an opportunity.
And at that time, you gotta think I'm scared at this point because after the first ineligibility, mind you, I just signed a letter of intent to go to Miami.
Right.
So I'm thinking in my head like, man, it's over.
Right.
They about to leave.
Right.
And every other school gonna be scared. I'm going to go D2. What?
Yeah.
So when they ineligible again, I'm like, yeah, Miami ain't rocking with me. It's over with. I don't care about basketball at this point because they took it from me. I'm in the streets. But Miami never left.
Right.
They said if you can finish out the school year, you know what I mean, graduate,
we're
still going to take you.
Right.
We believe you.
Yeah.
So I still had something to look forward to even after eligibility. But at that point, it was like my senior year is gone. Winning the ring is impossible now. So at that time, I'm not looking ahead to the opportunity that's still there. I'm looking in the moment.
Right now.
Because I'm a kid, I'm still looking in the moment. Right. That my senior year was just taken.
Right. Shaq is tall when he right in front of you, but you step back and see a mountain behind him. You know what I mean?
That's so life is at this point is kicking your ass.
Kicking my ass, for sure.
Baby on the way too.
Baby on the way that I gotta focus for. I don't want to at this point.
Grandma's sick.
Yes.
Person who raised you.
Yes.
At this point, you feel like nobody cares.
Man.
No adult cares about you. So right now, you feel like you're walking.
I feel like the people that did care about me was the people that was leading me into the wrong path. You know what I mean? I feel like it's like when you think everything else is falling backwards, it's like the negative shit seems like it's showing you more love than what's supposed to be the positive.
Right.
So I found love in other avenues. I found love in the streets from homies in the street. You feel me? That's where I found my love at.
Because, well, there's a lot of people that want to attach themselves to you just because of all the things that,
but you don't notice
like a lot of times people like see greatness for you, right? Like they're like, man, he going to the league. You ain't even seeing that for yourself right now.
At that point.
But Coach K is, SMED is, and we in the streets, so we kind of gonna get with you. What you need, bruh?
Yeah.
You need this, you need that. You know, we trying to basically attach ourselves to you in order for when you go on and hit your big league, you'll owe us in some type of way.
But then again, at that stage, I have no realization of, for one, real world consequences.
Yeah.
No teenager does.
Right.
We think, oh, we get in trouble, we might get yelled at, or something might happen. It's gonna be a slap on the wrist.
Right.
There are real world consequences.
I'm gonna live forever.
That's why my great grandma used to always tell me, like, after every time she used to whoop me, she used to be like, man, I whoop your ass now.
Yeah.
Rather than the world whoop your ass later.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bar.
You feel me?
Yeah. Nah, man, but that's a great point. When you are young like that, you really don't realize the consequences as to what's going to really come about. How deep things is going to get.
Well, you're sinking right now. You're sinking. You're drowning, and you're reaching up, and there's nobody there to grab you to pull you out that water. You feel like everybody at this point now has failed you. Nobody's trying to rescue Derrick, and at this point you're bitter. So at that point, who are you gonna listen to anyway?
At that point, no.
Because right now you're feeling like, you know, like every young person says, you know, my homie over here, he loves him. But in actuality, you know, he's steady bringing you down.
Yeah.
Right.
And people don't know that.
Yeah.
Again, you didn't find that love until you went to prison. So you in your senior year, things aren't going well. Shit is just all messed up.
I had one last scare, so I'm meeting with the counselor and stuff. It's a scare that I might not graduate. So we looking over the paperwork and stuff. I'm like, man, I passed my OGTs.
Right.
I got all my core classes. What you talking about? So weeks go by. She finally called me in and like, yeah, your grades is low, but you got everything, so you graduate. Like said it nonchalant. Like she ain't. Like,
she didn't care again.
Graduating.
We have people that's wearing the suits, the skirts.
And if I ain't get to graduate, that was gonna be another one
Another blow.
another one.
But these people are pushing our kids to the street.
Mm-hmm. But I think the icing on the cake was like, okay, 4 days after I graduate, I give birth to my son, which is the most beautiful feeling that I've ever had. We was in the hospital waiting for a month. I remember every single day like it was nothing. And we sitting in the hospital. I get a call from coaches at Miami. Like, man, we're gonna be down there to see you and your son. We want to come down and see your son. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that's love. You know what I mean? So they come down to see us. I got my family all in the weight room. We just sitting there talking to the coaches. Coaches hit me with, man, unfortunately, admissions isn't willing to accept your scholarship because of how you finished the year. And you telling me this in the same hospital that I just had my child?
So you at your most high in your life, and they shoot you down.
In the same hospital I just had my child. Why would you even make that trip?
That was a terrible timing.
That's a text message. That's a text message.
Right.
You came to the hospital.
That's
where I have my
wait
child.
to go home, and we can sit here and we can have this.
And told me you weren't going to honor my scholarship.
It's a world full of idiots, man.
So you can think in my mind like, hey, opportunity college might be gone, or I might have to go JUCO. I just had this child. What I'm gonna do? What's going on? Everything is like, that's why I'm preaching to everybody. Like they say, multiple incomes. Man, why y'all in high school, man? Figure out multiple things to do, because I was banking on basketball.
Right.
And when they took my scholarship away, I felt hopeless.
Right.
And now I'm thinking like, that was my way of giving my child a different life.
Right.
And they just snatched it. What am I?
But at that same time, when that's going through you, I'm hearing all these things that's going on with you.
For sure.
And so I remember I was arguing with Coach Spoon. And I said, Spoon, y'all failed him. And this at that time was one of my best friends. I said, y'all failed it. And he was like, what you mean? I said, man, and so one of y'all should have went and gone over there and grabbed that boy and start, if you had to walk that boy to class, if you had to pick that young man up from school and you knew his home situation. Right. You knew how it was. You knew his great-grandmother was an elderly woman. She wasn't feeling well. At that point in time, you should have, that's where it has to go. When you're coaching in the city.
But this is how I knew it was love, though, between, like when my grandmother was sick, she signed papers over to Coach Dean as guardian if something happened to her. Wow. And Coach Dean took that head on with with pride, like, and that's when I knew, like, hey, if something happened, like, he got me, like, that's love. He really there. It's bigger than basketball. It was bigger than sports.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't get that from everybody.
Right.
Like, you don't get that, hey, it's bigger than basketball. Hey, Coach Dean told me one thing that I remember to this day. I don't even know if he remembered. Coach Dean used to always look at me and say, hey, when the lights get cut off in the gym, you're going to find out who really there for you. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, because I'm like, man, I'm playing basketball. Lights ain't never going to cut off.
Right.
Them lights got cut off.
Right.
For sure. In a major way for years. Them lights got cut off. And I found out who was really there for me.
Man. Who was really there for you.
And real love.
Man.
At this point now, you're making bad decisions.
For sure.
And what led you up to go to that store and do what you did?
If we want to be honest, what led me up there, because a lot of people don't know, is at the time that I got locked up, I wasn't even in the store. But there was multiple things that happened before that added to that. But I ain't gonna go too deep in that. But what led me to go up there and be around people who I was around was because I just stopped caring. I figured, like, hey, I can get money this way, I can get money that way. Let me think about something other than basketball for a second. Let me see.
I got a child to feed.
You feel me?
I got a family now. I got to take care of this family.
It ain't no joke when baby mama calling you talking about Similac out.
Yeah.
And you trying to figure out what's going on, like, I'm trying to.
You gotta eat.
Gotta eat. by any means.
You don't have any means of feeding that child right now. You gotta eat.
I gotta eat. My child gotta eat, and I got a lifestyle to keep up.
Yeah. You got homies over here getting money.
You feel me?
You like, shoot, I gotta get this paper with them. I'm not going to play basketball. I gotta go get this paper.
And I'm not seeing the bigger picture because at the time I'm not thinking, hey, go JUCO for a year then go D1. It's easy.
Because here we go again. I want you to understand.
Right.
You had a lot of people in your ear as a freshman, and as time went on, a lot of those people that's even in your close circle in your school fell off.
For sure.
They fell off. They stopped caring about Derrick Daniels. At this point, I was just, Derrick, you know, he's a mess. He's messing up.
At that point, it was like a lot of bridges was burned. It was like I was a hot stove that nobody wanted to touch.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
But Derrick, you weren't a bad child.
I wasn't.
You weren't disrespectful.
No, I wasn't disrespectful.
You didn't cuss out any adults.
No.
That was not you.
No.
Right.
So at no point should the people have said, I've dealt with disrespectful, bad ass young kids. I was like, hey man, I can't do nothing with him.
Right.
You know, parents calling me, he's not gonna disrespect me. He's not gonna talk crazy to me. I can deal with him making mistakes. But on top of that, and I'm feeding him and, you know, giving him rides and doing all this, you're not gonna talk to me any kind of way you want to. Because now you're stepping over into an adult world.
Right.
And I'm gonna treat you like an adult. That wasn't you.
Nah.
At that same time, you still gave people the utmost respect. Even at the age you are now, you still talk to me with utmost respect.
Yeah.
And that's just how you are. And I just again, I keep
That's
saying
that lady up there, that great grandmother.
Yes.
She instilled that.
People failed you. I understand you tell yourself, you tell me, you tell SMED and Beanut, you were raised differently. You weren't raised to be like that. But now, I done painted this picture of everything that happened to you in this 4-year span.
Yeah.
And how how the things just kept going and things just kept working against you every year. Things just kept going against Derrick.
Yeah.
And at no point in time did anything step in to help you besides a few people. Coach Dink in the streets.
Yeah.
In the streets, come on, man. You know, the streets, you know, I look at it like this. If they your real homies, they're going to tell you, hey, man, no, you still got a shot, bro. You can go do this, man. You can go, no, don't come over here. Because back in the day, the streets were, no, you ain't doing this. Oh, you ain't doing this. You ain't getting in the streets.
But you know what's crazy? A lot of them guys back then, guess what they at? They in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of young guys becoming OGs that ain't good OGs, you know what I mean? Because a lot of our real OGs is still behind bars. And I met them. And they got me focused. They got me, they helped refocus me, you know what I mean?
You hear, because I remember telling your baby mom, I remember telling her, do I need to write a letter for him? What do I need to do? I'll write a letter, I'll send it to the judge. She's like, we're trying to get him out early. Just tell me what you need me to do. I'll do it. You know, I was like, you know, I want to see this young man out there, and you did 6 years. Where were you in prison?
When?
Where?
I was at London Correction.
London Correction. That's up near Columbus.
Near Columbus, yeah.
And that's
in between Springfield and Columbus.
Yes, and that's a place now because there's a lot of gangs in there.
Yes, it is. Yes,
What was that first initial?
Well, even before that. So I'm talking about when you got arrested or when you got caught.
Yeah.
Man, take us through that moment, bro. How you were feeling?
In my head, it was different. You know what I mean? So it was like you could see everything crashing down. So I'm watching the news, we in there like, but I get put in a cell because me and the mental health lady got into it. You know what I mean? So they locked me in the cell. Dude, like, hey, is that you? I look up at the news, man. They playing nothing but basketball videos while they bashing me though.
Yeah.
But this the same news center that was at the game trying to get an interview.
Right.
But you the same Lucien that wanted to interview. Now you bashing me.
Right.
Made a mistake. So it's like you can see.
Can't wait for your downfall.
It's like you can see it hang, and then I get on the phone with my baby mom, because at the time we still together. She's still rocking with me. She like, yo, you got people picking sides on Facebook. You got some people saying, dang, I hope he okay. I hope he free. Then you got other people like, oh, he a dumbass. Look what he did, dummy. Like, but those same people that called me a dumbass, that as soon as I got out, like, hey, big bro, you doing your thing, bro. I see you back. You going to school again? You hooping again? Like, I don't pay no attention. I just say, hey, thank you, appreciate it, much love, keep it pushing. Because I know a lot of this fake love, a lot of the love that I'm getting now when I posted me signing to go to school, I know a lot of people that do got real love for me, and I thank you so much. But I know a lot of y'all was like, when I got locked up, you had different opinions.
They
so
was shitting on you.
You feel me? So it was like, all right,
just give it 100.
For sure.
They was throwing that on you.
So when I first got in there, it's like, and anybody that's been in prison to tell you, they like, yo, the county is worse than prison.
Facts.
The county is worse. Roll over, them pods. County worse. No fresh air. You'll go pale in there. No fresh air.
He said you go pale.
For real. I'm light skinned already. I turned 50 shades lighter.
Right.
No sun.
Who in no flip flops?
Who that white boy over there?
Them Jesus flops.
Yeah. In no flip flops.
Them Jesus. It was crazy, man. It was different. It was a different experience being locked in a cell for 23 hours out the day.
Fact.
And get 1 hour to get on the phone and get in the shower. You gotta get on the phone, get in the shower, TV time, all in 1 hour.
Yep.
It was different.
How long were you in the county?
I was in the county for a year.
So they added that to your time.
Yeah, they added that to my time. I wanted to bond out so bad, but it was luckily that I didn't, because if I did, then my time would have started whenever I turned myself.
You still been in there.
Yeah. I'd have still been in there to the day.
You ready to come out?
Yep.
Trying to come out right now.
Trying to come out.
You know, you still probably have some months left on the shelf to get out.
Yes, sir.
Your time in there, you say the OGs in there helped you a lot mentally.
See, that part didn't happen until I got to prison. The county part was more like, yeah, we gonna make a man out of you, put some hairs on your chest. You gonna learn how to defend yourself. You gonna learn how to move rough. It's a jungle in the county. County's different. Prison, it gets like that, but in prison, you can mind your business. If you mind your business, you'll be cool. Because a lot of people doing years, so they don't want you messing up their living conditions. But in the county, it's tension, because everybody's fighting the case, everybody's stressed out, it's way more tension in the air. So it's a lot more.
They already got the time.
You feel me?
Right.
So now they focused on
time.
You
know, I need to get out of here.
So
when is it?
That year,
I know my due date ain't for another 4 or 5 years.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm gonna kick back and relax. And,
I think that year in the county was probably the longest year.
Yep.
That was the longest year for sure. The longest year to be here.
I tell you this, God is good.
For sure. All the time.
You know, for you to be the man that you are today,
Yeah.
after all you've been through, all the things how your life spiraled out of control.
But you know what kept me grounded was like, okay, I knew that I didn't have a tail. I didn't have an L. I didn't have a tail on my sentence. So I knew that one day I was going to get out. Right. So I tried to apply what I would have been doing to what I was doing. So I said to myself, I'm 19, I'm in prison. What would I be doing if I was on the streets right now? Or what should I be doing if I was on the streets right now? I should be in college.
Right.
I would be a freshman in college. So what did I do? I enrolled into college in prison. That's what I did. I wanted to make myself, I knew that I was missing time, but I didn't want to be behind.
Right.
So I wanted to come out of prison at the same spot a normal 23-year-old, 24-year-old would come out of prison. I mean, come out of, you know what I mean, a situation. They would have their degree by now looking for a job. So I knew that, I found that important to either pick up a trade, which I did construction while I was in there. I got my degree in business while I was in there. I got certified in asbestos. So I'm getting all these things.
Now you got all these trades.
Yeah.
Now. So let me ask you a question. What was your actual charge?
Aggravated robbery with a gun specification.
So aggravated robbery with a gun spec. Now, what was your time given to you? What were you looking at?
I was altogether, if you add up everything that was on my indictment, I was looking at in between 6 to 66 years.
6 to 66 years.
If I took it to trial and lost trial, 66 years.
So on your indictment, how many? What was on your indictment?
6 aggravated robberies.
6 aggravated.
Yes,
robberies.
but that's what they do.
Multiplied by the people that's there.
They trump your charges
Yeah.
to get you to plead out.
Yeah.
So while they only caught me at one location for robbery, they charged me with multiple.
Yeah. Yep.
Knowing that I can't beat multiple on no indictment, not even if I got the best lawyer. I could have Johnny Cochran.
So
I'm not beating
what was
that.
there for the other charges? Were you on video for them to say this?
No.
So was there witnesses to say you did this?
Yes.
So there were witnesses that said you were at these other stores,
Yes, sir.
robbing these stores.
Yes, sir.
Were you at those other stores?
No.
Exactly. So here's my thing. Our system, you know, and I tell you, all our viewers, that you should show all your young people, your young athletes this. The system is not made for us. The laws were made for us. They were made to imprison us.
But you know that it's like there's 2 times in my life where my life wasn't in my hands. Now you know your life is never in your hands because God Almighty. You know, there was 2 instances where my life and my future weren't in my hands, and that was when I was in front of OHSAA. I gave these people power to make a decision on my. You feel me? And when I went to prison, I gave this man the power to say what he wanted to do. And I want to tell y'all, never give nobody the power.
Don't give them the ammunition to stick it to you.
To have you doing anything for your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Never give nobody the power or control of your
Because
life.
what they gonna do, just like they did him at OSHA,
For sure.
they gonna stick you with the harshest punishment
For sure.
that they can.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
There's
I'm telling you,
absolutely
I'm telling
no
you,
compassion.
I'm in prison right.
You don't get no compassion.
First time of
if you look like
That's
now,
the crazy part. I'm a first time offender, right? So I'm in the county, right? And you know, it's a lot of prison, it's a lot of jail gossip going on. So people telling me they run down, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. I'm a first time offender. Oh, you a first time offender? You should get probation.
Yep.
They gave me probation. We got the same charges, and I done been locked up 3 or 4 times before. I'm like, oh, you got probation? You got how many numbers already? Are you not no first time offender? And you down for aggravated robbery just like me?
Right.
He just granted you probation.
I'm gonna tell you this though, like
Damn.
so like I remember
Yeah,
when
My
you
probation
getting your that's getting your hopes
First time
up.
offense,
High.
but
Yeah.
I had to realize that my case was big in the media, so I knew the judge.
Right.
He want to make an example.
Yeah.
They gonna make an example out of me for sure.
and then like for instance, I'd have been in, you know what I'm saying, like situations where I'm waiting, you know what I'm saying, like I'm just having like a regular court date, and then the person in front of this person, same identical crime,
Yes, sir.
caught with a gun. He get IOC, which is in lieu of conviction. That means after he's done with the conditions of the court, he get a chance to get it wiped away. The person right behind him, caught with a gun, same case, identical. You can carbon copy the case. 10 years.
yeah. And that's what I try to tell our young black men, our young black boys.
Yes.
They're not going to give you the same time they're giving somebody else. It's just like back in the 90s when crack was out, you know, and cocaine. There was a difference between cocaine and crack.
Yep.
Different
But
strokes.
they still got a high.
Yep.
You still got your high. Same amount of drugs. Black folks was getting 10 years for, you know, a couple of grams of crack.
Yep.
White boys was getting treatment.
15 minutes.
No, they were getting treatment for drug abuse.
Oh man.
They getting treatment.
If you would see the penitentiary today, it would blow your mind. Because when I first got to the penitentiary, we were the majority.
Yes.
Now, they are.
Wow.
White people are the majority. Because you got hundreds of dope fiends coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
But they only get 9-month increments.
Right.
So they might come in, take a little drug program, and get released early.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because we don't get them same chances.
No.
Right.
No.
We get at all.
That's why I vote for Angelina Jackson. It's so important, guys.
I mean, it's sad that, you know, that's how our system is, but we can't, again, give them the ammunition to have control over our destiny, over our life. You know, we're giving them the power because we make the mistakes, because we fall to the wayside, we fall to the pressures of our society and what our society is telling us and what they're doing. And it's not right what's going on. And I feel bad for what's happening, how it's happening to our people.
Sure.
And for you to be made an example out of in two occasions, where nobody in those seats looked anything like you. And then for the people that look like you to throw you under the bus when they did. For the first suspension, for not supporting you when you wanted to play football. I mean, these people are the people that you trust with your life. So now you're in prison, you're getting toward the end of your bid. And what's your mindset now? You know, where's your mind now, you know, in year 5 of your bid?
Year 5, kind of distraught. Because while everything was happening, you know what I mean, like, I lost a lot of people, you know what I mean? So at that point in time, you know, I was dealing with people dipping and coming back in my life and dipping and coming back in, you know. The people that I wanted to be there weren't there. I ain't gonna say nothing about that, but it was a lot, you know what I mean? I think going towards the end, I started seeing my son more. They started bringing him on visits. That gave me energy. That gave me so much energy.
You're a great grandmother.
Yes.
At what point did she gain her wings while you were locked up?
Yes. She
1
gained.
year.
So I got out December 2nd. She died September. Couple months right before I got out. So it was like, man, why couldn't you let her stay for a couple more months to see the different man that I've become? You know what I mean? To finally see me outside the gate.
Did they allow you to go to reserve?
No. COVID was going on heavily still. So it was like, I couldn't really get out. The world was starting to transition back, but the prisons were still locked down. You know what I mean?
So now you're in prison. Now I can see the pain in your face. The pain in your face, you know, the energy, you know, it takes something out of me. I see the pain.
You talking about the woman that raised me since I was 32 days old.
Right.
And she gone, I can't go to the funeral, I can't go to
You
goodbye.
can't hug her.
That whole year, mind you, she got in a car accident December before that. But before she got in a car accident, she had dementia. So her memory was starting to wind down. But one thing she did never forget was to press 0 on that phone and answer my jail call. No matter how hard, no matter how far her dementia got, she always answered that phone and was waiting by the phone to answer it.
That's love, man.
She got in a car accident in December. The car accident caused her brain to bleed, and it rapidly sped up her dementia. So that whole year, when you say limited phone calls, I barely got to talk to her that year before she passed. So me barely even getting to talk to her, and then her passing, I can't even.
So right now you're at this point, you're in a dark place.
Yes.
You're locked up. You don't get to see your son.
Sure.
The two most important people in your life you're not seeing. Your grandmother and your son. So you're in a very dark place. You didn't get to get what you wanted to do, but you were able to again get your degree.
For sure.
Get some trades while you were in.
That's one thing that I can say. She always wanted to see me get my degree. I'm glad I was able to get the degree sent home before that happened. She got to actually hold and see my degree before that happened. So
that was awesome.
That was one of her wishes.
That's awesome, bro. And I'm happy for you that you got to be able to give that to her.
For sure.
Because no matter what, you know, I always tell them, they can lock you away, they can do all these things, they can't take your mind.
And I think a lot of people lose that. A lot of people get that hate in their system, like hate towards the world when they get locked up. And I can't sit here and say I didn't have that. But one thing I can say is I wanted to be bigger than my circumstances.
And you had people in there
that
pushing you.
For sure. And
they saw something in you.
That's totally opposite from what I thought was going to happen. I thought when I got to prison, it was like, you the youngest, went in there in 18, 19, prison rules in effect.
Yeah.
Really, they seen the talent. They seen how I move. I had one guy come in there. He was like, "Yo, you ain't supposed to be here. Bro. You don't fit in here."
Right.
He's like, and I'm not saying this to say you soft or nothing. Because I done seen you beat up some.
Yeah.
I done seen it. You got hands for somebody that's tall. So.
Yeah.
But his thing was, bro, you don't fit in here. It's a bigger purpose for you than a lot of these cats in here, bro.
Right.
I'm never getting out.
Right.
But when you get out, you better make something of it. Because if I see you come here again, I'm going to beat you up.
Yeah.
For real. Because I know you can be better.
Right.
And it's conversation like that I was having consistently day after day with guys that been down longer than me, that I expected to be bitter.
Didn't know you from Adam.
Didn't know me, that I expected to be bitter. Like, he think he moved, he was on the nose, he had scholarships, he didn't care. I'm doing time. I've been doing time since he was 3. But it wasn't none of that bitter. It was love. Like,
man,
they wanted to see me make it.
Bro, before I got my shop, this was like, I did 30 days in the workhouse. Yeah. So this is a smaller level of what you're talking about. But man, I actually had that same exact conversation with a bro who had been to prison, who had been like through the system. And I was in there just pretty much just reading, and I had, at this time, I had like my little record label, but we were selling CDs, and I had written scripts, and I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I was creative, you know? Yeah. And like we would just be in there just chopping it up, just talking about a bunch of stuff. And he had that same conversation with me, bro, to say, he was like, man, listen, you keep messing around, you're going to go to prison for real. This little thing that you in right now, bro, you going to really catch a number. Yeah, like, man, you need to go out and do your stuff. Sure. And from that moment on, man, I really understood what he was saying. And then I just started changing the way that I thought. And then it wasn't no more than probably maybe 2 months after that. Like I was like ended up getting my shop.
But you know, I think I went back to the basics. You know, I understood what got me in there, and I understood where I was at. Yeah. Now, me coming in at 18, 19 years old, I was different from a lot of 18 and 92-year-olds going in the prison system. Right. A lot of guys that young, they come in wild. So a lot of the older guys in prison, they don't even mess with them. Right. Because they come in trying to prove themselves. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. I came in just being me. So they didn't have no problem gravitating towards me. And one thing I can say that helped me is the fact that I probably didn't hang around nobody under 25. Yeah. I didn't have one friend my age or one brother that I could look at in prison that was my age. Like everybody hung around was older. Right. I feel like I feed more off of it. The knowledge, the wisdom, even the way they read people, they know how to read people. They taught me how to read people. Yeah. Knowing motives, knowing how people don't know how to mind their business, so keep your business tight to them. Right. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff that I learned from hanging around older people. And that's why a lot of people say I have an old soul. Just
sitting here talking to you now, and I know how old you are, sure. And you're very mature right now. And I account that to everything you've been through. Sure. So now December comes. Yes. 2021. Yes. You checking out. It's like a hotel. You checking out that joint. Come leave. And what's your plan? As you're getting out, what's your plan? You're the night before, so you're thinking, what's your plan? First, I'm gonna see my chat. Yeah, so
that literally was the very first thing I did. So I literally got out, took a shower, got dressed, went and picked my son up from school. Now it was an issue behind that because I didn't let the mother of my child know first, which I should have. I apologize, but I wanted to see my child first day out, and nothing was gonna stop me. Right. I went and see my child. I went and got a phone. You know what I mean? I linked up with Stinker and Coach Dean. You know what I mean? And I was with Marco. And it was just with my child.
I got a question. What were some of the biggest adjustments like you had to make? Because like when you first went in, like LeBron was with you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So how you come back? Like he done played against the Warriors a couple times and everything. What were some of the biggest like growing on the fly things that you had to notice when you first came home?
Okay, so social media was a thing for sure. It's way more different than TikTok and all that other stuff. You know, you got a lot of podcasts like this. Like it's more means of income, more means of being creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I applaud that, but it's a lot of stuff that has gotten worse as well. You know what I mean? Violence has probably gotten worse. Drug abuse has gotten worse. And then it's crazy when you come home and you see a lot of people that moved on in great directions. But then you see some people is like, yo, you still doing the same stuff, same thing. When I was
17, 18.
you still the same person from when I was 17, and me being more mature now, I can read it. I'm like, yo, why? If I was, and I made this post the other day when I posted my degree. I said I got a degree in the penitentiary. You guys out here 24 hours and not really accomplishing nothing in the free world. You're in the free world for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days, and you're not even attempting. I promise you, if you just believe in yourself and attempt to try, you can make something happen. You can make something happen for sure. And it hurt me to see. It hurt me to see a lot of people still in the same position from when I left. Some of my friends still in the same position because I expected growth. Because I held those people high, not knowing that I really shouldn't have held them high because they were a part of my downfall.
And I just remember when you were getting out, I was happy for you. I was excited for you. I was like, man, Derrick's coming home. That's good. That's good. I just didn't get a chance to talk to you. I saw you when I saw you on Facebook. I was like, oh, my dude, oh.
Yes, sir.
You know, when I remember, I think I reached out to you when I first started the podcast. And I'm
like,
you
you gotta be on here. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I gotta get you on here. I wanted to get you to tell your story.
And I said it for sure.
And I'm like, it was an emotional thing for me because I have love for you.
Sure.
And I'm like, I want to see this guy succeed. And I can see his head.
Another guy you had on, Steve, that's my guy, man.
Yeah,
He came back just to link up with me. That's my guy.
That's
man.
all.
I love Steve. I love Steve, man. That's my
real.
guy.
Got these kind of people that's out here.
I was talking to Steve, matter of fact. I was talking to Steve on the phone while I was in prison.
Hey, man,
That's love.
Steve had that whole
That's love.
A childhood is down south.
That's love. I talked to Steve behind bars. Steve Wright, Colonel White Star. Like,
You need to write a book.
For sure. That's in the plan. As well as a non-profit, but I don't want to say the name because I don't want nobody stealing it.
Keep it close.
But I can tell you what it's going to be surrounded by. It's going to be surrounded by me going to inner city schools and trying to get to the kids young before the next Derrick Daniels goes to prison. Me going to juvenile detention centers because these kids in juvenile detention centers got talent.
Yeah.
Why not save them before they go to the adult penitentiary?
I got a kid now that's a football player who has a lot of talent. And he's so busy chasing the streets, and I said, you have no clue. You live in a nice home, but you steady chasing that concrete. You chasing that concrete, and that concrete it's gonna catch you.
One thing I can tell you, like, people that's in the streets, like, you in the streets for your own reason. Like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? You go through hard times that make you want to get money a different way. But you got to understand, like, when you go to jail for it, everything you got, you lost. Everything I had, I lost. I lost all the money I made. I lost my great-grandmother. I lost seeing my child. I lost the woman I was with. You lost everything. So it's like, you trying to get all these things using the streets, but then when you get locked up, you're going to lose all of it. So why jump into something knowing you're going to lose everything in the long run? There's only a couple big Meaches. There's only a couple Larry Hoovers. Only a couple. And they all been to prison. You feel me? So you trying to be this big, and 9 times out of 10, you ain't even going to get that big at it. Because there's only a couple of gangsters that we know, like, that are mainstream, like everybody in the world knows these for being in the streets. You're not going to be the next. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be the next Big Meech.
Right.
Not going to be the next El Chapo.
And you never leave clean, man.
Never leave clean.
You never leave clean.
And if you love your family, now I get it, some people are doing it to provide for their family. But what's better, provide for your family or actually being there with your presence? A lot of these men out here chasing women. The same women going to leave you when you go to the joint. So why not stay out here and be with your woman? And protect and provide for it. Why not?
Who's the guy on TikTok, Bubba Dub? Bubba Dub, you trash guy. He did that one about, hey man, he talking to the girl, talking about dude locked up, like, you might as well give me some ass.
You feel me? That's how it go. Cause the man gonna be a man.
Yeah.
You gone. You can't do nothing.
Can't you pick your friend?
Man, listen.
And the
They
same,
gonna come after.
and the same friends you got, they not gonna put no money on your books.
Nothing.
I can name on my finger, 2 fingers, maybe 3. How many friends I used to kick it with that actually put money on my books? Lil Mike came to see me. One of the only friends that came to see me. Lil Stinker put money on my books. Cash out me some money. One of the only friends I had sent money. Diarco sent money. He's locked up now, free Diarco, but like these are very few friends out of the millions that I had.
Hey, everybody want to be a friend.
They're like, hey, you can call me whenever. And whenever I'm free, I'll answer your jail call. Or
everybody wants to be your friend when you're on top.
You gotta
everybody says, that's my dude when you're on top.
If you worried about being popular and having your friends around and your family around you, don't be in the streets. Because when you go to prison, no matter what you go to prison for, they can say you the toughest gangster. We can't wait for you to get home. Your circle gonna get cut in half, maybe in 3s.
Right.
Because a lot of those people gonna dip.
A man honors their obligation, and then, I mean, if I'm a man, I'm out here and I gotta take care of my kids over my friend who made a, you know what I'm saying, like an ill decision, which I've been on both sides of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta take care of your family first.
I don't knock anybody and how they eat. Let me say that loud and clear. I don't knock you for how you eat and what you got to do.
No. We understand it. We come from where you come from. We understand that. It get hard. You wanna,
get it out the mud.
Get out the mud.
Some folks literally got to get it out the mud.
Yeah, get it out the mud.
And some folks don't understand. There's a better way.
But this is when I go back to remember when I said all the real OGs locked up. The real OGs understood that the streets was just a stepping stool to get out and make legitimate money.
Mm-hmm.
These guys in the streets now want to make it their lifestyle career.
Right.
Yeah.
The real OGs know, like, hey, I'm going to do this for 5-10 years, and hey, I'm about to put all my money I made in the streets into a legitimate business.
Exactly.
Guys ain't thinking like that now.
Right.
They want to stay in the streets till they 50.
Man, for sure.
And it don't work like that.
Beanut, this guy right now.
It don't work like that.
How old are you there?
I'm 23 years old.
23. I knew he was 23 because Mikey, my nephew, he's 23. 23 years old. He speaks as a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Like he's ready to go talk to some youth.
Yes.
About, hey, let's not do this. Let's not make this mistake. You're trying to make this here. I'm just sitting here listening to you, and for some reason, every person we have on this show, my mouth drops.
Yeah.
Because I'm in awe of what I'm hearing come out of your voice.
Absolutely.
And then, you've been out since December. And right now, you've already said, I'm going to school.
For sure.
Somebody's taking a chance on you.
For sure.
Again, what people don't know, you grew 2 inches while you're in there.
Yeah.
What?
6'9" now.
Yeah, 6'9".
6'9" now.
With a wingspan.
Yeah.
And he's a face-up guy
For sure.
who can stroke it.
For sure. From deep.
Grew 2 more inches while you was. Oh man, that's hard.
So
And it was different because when I got out, I went to go play post-grad prep in North Carolina with this team called Shooting for Greatness. We played against IMG, Harvard Military Academy, guys that are post-grad, still in high school, but they going big time D1. So I leave from there. All I did was just finish the season with them. I got on the 3-way with an agent. I'm thinking, it might be a pro opportunity. I get on there, Coach Everhart on there from West Virginia. Like, man, we real interested. We just lost our whole team to the transfer portal.
Yeah.
We might be able to get you at West Virginia if the admissions let you in. I was hearing from New Mexico State, Grambling State, Georgia Southern, a lot of D1s, that was real interested. It was just admissions process. So I'm going through all this waiting. The Ranger comes. So it's like the head coach at Ranger coached Sidney Curry, which is at Louisville right now. He coached a lot of really good players, and he was at Dodge City last year, and they were the number 2 ranked JUCO in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he really it was genuine. He understood my situation. He was fighting for me. You know what I mean? So I felt comfortable with signing with Ranger. Plus, those D1s came back and said their admissions wanted me to do a year at JUCO anyway.
Okay.
So that's the plan to go JUCO for a year and go Division I, because I already have Division I interest already. So it's just for me getting out of prison and making that step, because a lot of people get out of prison and they're either scared to make that first step or they're overwhelmed.
Or they jump right back
Or they jump right
in that same lifestyle.
And that's why I would try to be patient, because the first couple of months it was different because I didn't have a job yet. I was trying to figure out my living situation. I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? So, and I was trying to reconnect with my family as well. So it was a lot of stuff I was trying to do to put my life back in place. So my focus was somewhere else. You know what I mean? So to be able to jump on a limb and take that trip to North Carolina, and my PO actually giving me permission to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and a lot of people don't know, like, me taking this scholarship to Ranger, I'm about to be free off papers. My parole officer and my coach got together and got with the judge, and I'm about to be free off papers.
That's hard.
So I'm about to be free in a minute. Free. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know who's working for you, man.
You think your great grandmother ain't sitting up there smiling?
I'm telling you.
She's the reason.
Yep.
It was all them prayers late at night while I was in prison.
Yeah.
And then she finally got up there with the man upstairs and told him, like, man,
Hook my baby
her.
up. Take care of my baby.
It's her. She looking down on me for sure. Because I wouldn't have never expected 6 months out of pen. Now, I could probably say a year or two. Maybe I signed with an overseas team or something. I never would have expected 6 months out the penitentiary that I'd be signed to go play college ball.
Man.
Never.
And I fully expect you to do everything that you was going to do.
Oh, yeah.
I fully expect
Tune
you
in
to
to
do
Ranger
it.
College. We're
Man,
probably going to
for
be
sure.
top 10 preseason in the country this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most likely going to be top 10 preseason in the country this year.
Man, this is an amazing story, man. I cannot wait.
Hey, man.
Man, the story,
The
story is just beginning.
I had somebody already
The
said
story is just
to come,
starting,
and I was
bro.
like, you know what? I said, I gotta get Derrick now.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I know he's going to be going to school, and he like, man, you gotta get me on before I leave. I'm like, you on
For
Wednesday?
sure.
You on Wednesday?
Because I leave July 11th.
Okay.
Yeah.
July 11th. So right after my 24th birthday, I'll be going to school. And I can't wait. I told coach I wanted to move in early before everybody got there.
Your game is not even in
I'm
its
ready to
prime
go.
yet.
It ain't. And that's a lot of things that I, like in the Smith League, right? Mind you, Jackson Hayes, Darius Beasley, all NBA guys, and guys, it's 3 guys from Louisville that play in the Smith League. So I'm playing the Smith League against NBA players and real live high-level Division I college. And the parity is not far.
Right.
So I'm thinking like with guys that's been in the gym for the last 6 years compared to me being in the penitentiary for the last 6 years, and the parity ain't far off.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, now you're telling me my ceiling probably way up here.
Yeah.
So that just tells me if I really took it serious, endless possibilities. And that's what I try to tell people, like, if you never know what can happen unless you really focus on it.
Right.
Like, I didn't take basketball serious before. I love basketball, but now I'm in love with basketball. It's a difference.
Yeah.
I love basketball, but now I'm in love with basketball, so my focus and my level of dedication to it is different.
Man.
I never would have imagined that I'd be in this position, but I know there's so much room to grow if I just focus. And this time, I'm ready to focus.
And one thing that I always love about the Grant Hill story was like he was like promised out of the gate, hit those first injuries, and then he had to sit for that long time, and he had a second coming of his career because he had to sit that long amount of time. So with you sitting that amount of time, you got less wear and tear on you than somebody your age. You really a young boy. Body coming in.
But a lot less
With a-
gym time.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of these guys are putting up 1,000 shots a day, dribbling between coats. I didn't have that.
Right.
I'm in the joint just learning how to hoop more aggressively, learning how to take that punishment.
So right now, where you working out at?
I work out at any gym, really. I work out with Wayno at Meadowdale from 2:30 to 5:30. I hooked up with Xander from Committed to My Grab. We're going to get some work in. And it's really just me being a gym rat right now. Lifting weights. I work out at the Croc, lift weights at the Croc. You know what I mean? You can catch me at any gym in the city, honestly.
So I want to be able to help you
For sure.
with some workouts. I got a couple of friends that do some workouts. And I'm gonna reach out to them and see if they'll, and I'm sure they won't have a problem.
I'm all about that.
And get you in there, and there's some people that on a more professional level helping you get to where you want to be.
For sure.
And it's just in a short amount of time. If you need some trainer, but your body looks good. You look great, man.
Yeah.
You look great.
So,
NBA ready for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, right now, it's just achieving your dream.
Definitely.
Just going after your dream, even if it doesn't happen.
And
Just the fact that you're going after it.
and the question that I've been boggling in my head for the last couple of days is like, with all this happening, nobody asked me like, why did you get out and still want to pursue your dreams? Why not stop and just get a job? Why pursue one thing? Is it because you want to go to the NBA? No. I could care less about going overseas or the NBA. The reason why I want to make it to the NBA and overseas is because I know that those two things will give me the platform I need to come back home and change lives. I could care less about getting this.
Yeah.
If I can help the next young me skip the penitentiary and go straight to college like I was supposed to, I gave back and did my job.
You done your job.
If I can give my son more than I had, I did my job.
Yeah.
Now the NBA is my dream for sure. I don't care about the NBA.
Right.
I know I can go. Everybody in the city know I can go. I want to go to the city.
Facts.
But I know what that platform can entail. I can do a lot more with that platform than I can if I just came home and didn't do
See,
it.
you don't hear this boy preaching right now.
Whoa.
It's
You
the
don't hear this boy preaching right now. God has granted him freedom
Sure.
to say, hey, you gave it to me, God. Now I'm going to give it back.
Got to.
I'm going to give it back, and I'm going to try and keep the next person, the next Derrick Daniels, from making the mistakes that I made. If I can help just one,
For sure.
and that's the mentality.
Yeah.
If I could just help one kid change from making that bad mistake, or, what coach, I'm going to flip and I'm going to do this, I'm going to try and do right. I don't.
Cause I hate it when we got young kids, right? And they make a mistake and everybody be like, hey, he's a dumbass. He's a kid.
Right.
Kids make mistakes.
Right.
I was a kid that just had a kid. I'm not a dumbass. I'm just learning this life.
Right.
I'm
What
just
is
learning
it
this
called?
myself. I'm learning this life.
It's life.
Right.
This is
It's
life.
just life.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
You didn't have a traditional home. You got mommy, daddy.
now my mom was around. We're building now. We have a better relationship now than we did while we was young. It was a couple things that happened adult wise, but my mom is there for me. We're building a way better relationship now. I love my mom. You know what I mean? So while I was in prison, she gave me some jewels and some knowledge that I can live by for sure. But
your mom
my
was
great
not the one that raised you.
my great grandma literally did that.
So that's what I'm saying. You did not have a
Yeah.
traditional
No.
home like a lot of kids do.
Yes.
With mom and dad, or even just mom.
No.
Right.
You were with great grandma.
And it's hard for any woman to raise a child that gets to a point where they start to rebel.
Right.
And it's even harder when you got a great grandparent trying to do
Yeah.
that. Now, mind you, I'm not no regular kid. I'm 11, 12, 6 foot.
Right.
So when I rebel, it looks different than a
Right.
little regular kid rebelling from their grandparent.
Right.
Right.
So
When I
I
was at the
know
day, like,
it was
this
hard for
grown-ass
her.
teenager
Yeah.
rebelling.
I know it was hard for her, and,
Right.
and of course, I apologize every day for putting her through that. I apologize every day. Not the day go by that I don't talk to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still some stuff that I haven't dealt with it, and I know that I'm gonna have to get my mental right for the next step in my life. But I apologize every day because I know it was not easy raising me.
Right.
Especially when I was going through the downward spiral, it was not easy.
But you
raising me.
showing it in your movements, man. Like, you showing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing and moving you forward. Because, man, listen, it connect with me, man. Because, like, me, my grandmother, you feel me, was my rock. You know what I'm saying? And it's shit that I messed up. You feel me? But the fact that I'm showing her my steps, what I'm doing today, it was hard, bro. And,
Man.
bro.
When I'm talking
Man.
about, I done crashed like 5 cars. Like after the first 2, she should have just took my keys. Got me another one.
You tearing
Got me
yourself
another
up.
point A to point B because she knew that I needed to get there and she trusted me. But that stuff regular parents probably wouldn't do. That after the second one, she probably would say, "Hey, you gonna walk to school. You gonna walk to pay. You gonna walk where you need to go." Like, hey, she still loved me.
Unconditional.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
After all that I did that embarrassed her, she still showed up. Still was front seat at court days. Answer every call, even when she was losing her memory. Answer every call. If I needed money, she didn't care how much I needed.
She was there for you.
There.
That's
She
solid right
just
there.
believed
There,
in
that
you,
was-
man.
that
It
was
wasn't
my
about
rock.
no basketball. She just loved you
Yep.
and believed in you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She seen the greatness in
For
you.
sure.
I see the greatness in you.
Yeah. You looking at him right now. I'm looking at you there.
But you know what? I
can see the
always
light.
have, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I always have, man. You know, well, Derrick's son is my nephew.
Literally.
No, he's got
That's
my
family.
sister, Joe,
Family ties.
sister, is his baby mama.
Yes. Family ties.
Sure is. Yeah.
Family
So
ties, yeah.
this, like, and so, like, man, I was always proud to have Derrick as like a bonus nephew.
Lil Joe gonna be a beast, bro.
And so-
What?
well, Jayceon is his son.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what? Like, man, like, I don't know. Like, man, I've always seen polish. I always seen good in you, and I always cared about you, man. You know, I just wasn't. I don't think that if I would have came in and was trying to be like buddy up with you a little bit, overly doing it, it wouldn't have been the right natural process of it all. You know what I'm saying? But just me just looking at you, believing in you, proud to have you a part of my family, like all of that has always been there. You know what I'm saying? So, but just like we were just talking about, of just seeing that greatness in you, like, bro, it's unwavering.
Yeah.
Today I see it as strong as I did when you was hooping, and I told you I seen you to transition at Meadowdale.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm waiting for this fairy tale ending that I think we all have visualized as to what's going to happen, man.
God grants me the time to stick around and be able to see your story continue to unfold and be an inspiration for so many others. I'm telling y'all, people.
Yeah, my son will be up next.
He
got
he's
game.
going.
He got game. He be trying me. He got
Right.
game. For sure.
How old is your boy now?
6. And already have my height.
And he got heart.
And he got heart.
And he got heart. And he's a mini you lady, bro.
He literally a spitting image.
You're
of me.
hearing this.
Man.
Spitting image.
You know, Coach K Sports Corner.
Yeah.
You know, and I try to bring you the best of the best, the stories that's going to touch you, to let you know what's going on out here, and just for Derrick to respond to me so fast and say, yes, let's do it, and to be brave enough to come on here and tell his story and not sugarcoat anything. And before the show, I said some things to him, and the first thing he said was, I got to take accountability for what I did. Those were my actions. I did that. And that's growth into a young man. That you're taking responsibility for whatever you did, you're taking responsibility for that, for putting your life in the hands of somebody else. And now to talk as if, they're talking to young people, and you want to go out and you want to spread the word to tell them, don't do that. And right now you're young enough that you can reach these guys. And maybe if you're talking to 10, if you reach 2, you've done your job. You reach 1, you've done your job. Man. And that's all we're trying to do out here, is just reach out to these young guys. And my thing is, I like to give people their flowers. And your flowers to you is growth. I salute you. I salute you for what you've been through, because a lot of people can just chop it up and say, forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and wild out. I'm going to get back out on these streets, and I'm going to pick up a pack, grab me a work phone and get to that bread. And your mindset is totally different, because you're living for your son. You're living for your grandmother, your great-grandmother, who is now gone to glory. And you want to do better, not just by them, but by your community. And I applaud that, Derrick. I applaud you.
Yeah, man.
I just think you're a phenomenal young man. I can't wait to see what your future is going to hold, because I see the passion and the fight that you're going to go after this. Because you say you got your degree, you got trades now, you good and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You said something. You dropped the gym. You said y'all got 3 times, 24, 365, and y'all did nothing with it. I was on lockup. you made that. You didn't let that time hold you and seal you in. You took that time and you listened to the old heads in there, and you made good out of the time that you had. You got wiser. You got the wisdom now of a 35, 40-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I posted something on Facebook today that got almost 200 comments. They probably still commenting.
What you saying? What you do? How you gonna round up?
But one thing I want to say is like, sometimes it takes experiences for you to mature and grow.
I agree.
But don't let something come up to make you do it. Like, don't let it have to be a prison sentence for you to finally get it. Try to get it now. Y'all don't want to have to go through what I went through. Try to get it now so you can prevent it. See, prison made me smarter, and I'm proud of that because I grew from it. But try to beat that. Try to grow without having to go through that. Try to excel without having to go through turmoil first. Because there's a lot of self-sabotaging that goes on. Try to grow before you self-sabotage yourself. Not self-sabotage, then grow. I self-sabotage, then grew. Try to beat that.
Still learn. Like,
Yeah,
you don't gotta
yeah,
take the
we
whole-
ain't-
You know, you went through something. And, you know, I would say, you know, God sends us through so many things, and it's up to us to see the light to what God is sending us through. You know, you know, I got shot in 2001, and at that time, I didn't really know my purpose. When I got shot, I saw my purpose because of the outpouring love I got from young people that I was coaching at that time. And at that time, that's when I said, oh, this is why God has me here. That's why he kept me here when I got shot a half inch up under my heart. He kept me here for a purpose. You have a purpose. And you saw the purpose that God has put in front of you. And that's what we don't do. Again.
But you got to be open to doing it.
You gotta receive it.
I wasn't willing to receive it at first, but I opened my eyes and let him show me my purpose.
Yes.
A lot of people don't let. We want to pick our. We want to pick what we want to do. Like, sit back, be still, and let God show you where He wants you to go.
No.
You feel
Let
me?
him show you.
Show you where you want to be.
Yeah.
Again, I go back to the post I just shared today. I just shared a post. And it got on, like, you know, when I left, it was on like 188 comments. And that was 3 hours ago.
Right, you right.
And it was just about, you know, why are young people so angry with older people?
Yes, I saw that. And I
And
skipped past it.
a lot of people are arguing about that, and I was just like, and I'm trying to tell them, you know, what somebody told me when I was 25. So you better hope you get 55 years old.
Yeah.
For sure.
You better hope you get to 55 out here.
For sure.
That's what you better hope you get.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to a gentleman this past weekend, and he'll be 70 years old next month, he said. And we're cracking on him, we laughing with him, you know, we're cracking jokes. And he said, you know, you better hope you get to 70. Because tomorrow's not promised.
It ain't.
Nobody.
But a lot of things we gotta receive is like, we tell these kids, man, like, you better get lucky to be 45, 50. They can't get there on their own.
No.
You can supply that help they need to make it to 45, 50.
It's a fact.
We can't depend on these kids just to make it to 45, 50 on their own. Like, if I can help you get to 21, that's great. Now you're 21, you can receive the knowledge. Let me help you get to 25.
That's a bar because back in the day you played 21.
Yeah,
See?
you feel it?
Ah! Man.
For sure.
I mean, I always tell them, you know, life is a bitch.
For sure.
Life is a bitch. Life is going to throw you a lot of curveballs that you may not be prepared for. You might be swinging at straight fastballs. But life is throwing curveballs and sliders. And you don't see them coming. And it can really destroy you if you allow it. It can destroy you if you don't listen. You know, when old heads are trying to talk to you and tell you something about what not to do because they've done that, they've made that mistake.
Yeah.
I know the mistakes I've made. I know the mistakes I made.
Like, I know some kids right now probably listening to this blowing me out.
Yeah.
Probably blowing me out.
Because they don't believe Because at that age, sometimes you think you're invincible.
I didn't believe shit stank either.
Yeah. Oh, man, I ain't going to jail. They ain't going to get me. My game too smooth for them. They can't catch me. Okay. Keep believing that. Keep believing you flying up and down the street, you ain't going to get no car accident. Acting a fool. I'm just saying, when you've been through it, when you live that kind of life, and you say, hey, young fella, don't do that. You know, that's not. I had to tell a young man, I'll tell you. Yeah, I had to tell a young man Saturday. We were down at a bar, and we're hanging out. And so one of my football players that graduated just a couple of years ago, so he's barely 21. He's down there, but we're outside, and he's had some drinks, and he's high, and his girl's high. And, you know, he gets to argue with a guy that's older. The guy he's arguing was damn near 50 years old. And I know him. And he's arguing with this guy. Now, mind you, this boy I coach is 21 years old. And he's looking up to this guy. And he's about this tall. He got this Napoleon complex. The guy he's looking up to was about 6'5", 6'6". And he tells me, I know the guy, the 50-year-old. I know him very well. And I know what he's about. So the young guy tells him, nigga, I'll pop you. I'll pop you right now. So then he goes back and he's talking to his girlfriend. He's already, she's in his face talking to him. And so my dude takes off. He beelines. He takes off.
The 50-year-old.
Yeah, he takes off.
He knows.
You know where he going.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and I said, I stop him. And one of my dudes stopped. No, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, don't do that. And so I looked at the young guy and I said, come here, boy. Come here, let me tell you something. I said, the first thing you don't do is you never tell an old man what you gonna do to him.
Right.
And then walk off. Turn
And
your
then
back to him.
you turn your back to him.
That's rule number. That should have been conversation.
Like you a fool.
That should have been conversation.
That was in a heated argument or
a heated argument.
Listen, common
Over
sense.
something that's petty. Now listen, he's mad because his girl's over here. She got on something real flimsy, so she's 28, 30 years old. She's a very nice looking young lady.
Right.
But her breasts are about hanging out of her shirt. They falling off. She's giving a vibe, but she's flirting.
Hot girl
Now
summer.
mind you, she's 30, he's 20, 21.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's sitting up here, he mad because she, doing her thing.
Right.
And dude tried to holler at her, so he, yeah, that's my girl. Hey man, she ain't have a tattoo saying, I'm with him.
She from the streets.
Yeah, and she being friendly. She for the earth.
So I'm telling him, like, I said, hey man, listen man.
I'm borrowing that.
First off, I tell him, I said, hey man, I'm not going to let anything happen to you down here. But you got to be smart. I cannot protect you if you give him threats. I can't protect you like that.
He doing that because he ain't never seen it go left before. You done seen it go left.
Seen it go left before.
Right.
And I'm like, I watched something blow up from nothing.
Exactly.
And folks end up dead.
You gotta think. I don't know the percentages, but about 85-90% of homicides be over nothing.
For
Over
sure.
nothing.
Stuff that can be fixed with a conversation.
Yeah. For sure.
Men kill over two things.
Pussy.
Well, actually, there's three things. I want you to understand about men. What men kill over. Religion,
Okay.
women, money.
For sure.
Well, fourth
There are
pride.
wars.
Pride.
Not much so much pride because wars are started over religion,
And a lot of jealousy.
right? The pride things, you embarrass. In today's world now,
Yeah.
pride, yeah. You say something to somebody, you embarrass them out in public. I gotta kill him, and you done made a bad decision. Now you're going to jail for life.
Beat up anything.
Yeah.
Pride.
Yeah, 'cause
He can't take an ass whooping no
He's
more.
telling me,
Pride is
the
the
kid,
one.
the young guy's telling me, I got that thing right here in the
Hey,
car right
hey.
there. I got 32 rounds. I'll do this to him.
But
All
now
that
listen
can
to
do
this,
to get
listen to
your
this
ass
though.
whooped.
Listen to this though. The same kids that are quick to pick up guns come in the penitentiary and can't fight.
I
Exactly.
know it.
So the life you live in that's leading you to a place that you're not prepared for.
Right.
You want to tote these guns and use guns as a weapon. Well, when you get caught with
You
one,
live in this hip hop lifestyle.
there ain't no guns in the penitentiary. So now your defense mechanism is
You live in a fake lifestyle.
Right.
now you gotta really
Right.
be
You gotta
tough.
put these hands up.
Yeah.
You
You
gotta
gotta put
really
these
be
hands
tough.
up. Oh, you gotta shake.
Guns ain't in
I
there.
gotta shake. That's that lifestyle. But I'm thank you.
For sure.
For sure.
We thank you. The city of Dayton thanks.
Yes.
For sure.
You're gonna be a gem to this city, to the gem city.
That's all.
You're gonna be a pillar. You know, it took me a lot. Listen, man, let me tell you something. I was talked about. I was shunned against. I was portrayed as a person. And some of those things were true. And I had a perception of me that I had to change. It took a long time to work on changing that perception of me. And people still have that same perception of me. And it's okay. You know, because I know I'm one with God. And people are still going to perceive you because they're going to say, they're still going to talk about you. They're still going to be like, that's the messed up. And, you know, he did all them robberies. You know, and went to jail, did a 6-year bid. You know, now he's trying to go get to the NBA.
Hey, but you know what's funny though? Honestly though, like seriously, even though you did 6 years in jail, you get out and you at the same level as the people who was free. They ain't did shit.
No, ahead of them.
Ahead of them.
Crucify you now. I understand now.
Yeah. But
They
I'm
put
saying,
the hip.
like the
What makes
haters
you
don't be having
better?
shit going
Because
on.
what happened is,
Like, nigga, how do you have time to study me and
They threw
analyze
stones
me and
at
talk
Jesus.
about what the fuck?
remember that now. They threw stones at Jesus.
For
sure.
So what makes them think? What makes you think that
But
they want
a lot of people that you know what I mean, if you pay attention to the Bible, you know what I mean, I study all religions because I like to study.
Right.
If you study the Bible and look at all the people that Jesus brought with him, they were all imperfect people.
Yes.
All his disciples were imperfect, prisoners, fishers,
Yeah.
like people that used to do bad things. He brought all the sinners with him.
Yeah.
Why? Because he feel like the sinners can change and reach people more because now I can relate. I done been through something to where now, instead of just saying I'm a hooper and I've been hooping all my life, I can only relate to a certain amount of, I can relate to a whole bunch of
You're diverse.
I can
Tony
relate
Ruby
to a
Sr.
whole-
said, skin in the game.
Yeah.
And you've also been an honor student for years.
Oh yeah.
Years.
Got my associate's degree with a 3.5.
Man, so I'm saying like, man, you can walk in the room with
Say that.
intellectuals, with scholars, you
3.5.
can walk in the room
But
with people
what
that's
I do want to say is like there are still like the penitentiaries in Ohio are packed. There are still a lot of black men about to come home. These men, I'm not one of one.
Right.
There are a lot of men behind those bars finna come home that got talent. Whether it's hooping, whether it's they're artistic, whether they're good with their hands with building stuff. There are a lot of guys in there with talent. They need to be given a chance, man.
There you go.
If you want to help with recidivism and keep people from going to jail, there's people with talent. I've seen so many talented people behind bars. Musicians, all types of stuff. They need a chance.
Man, this is so perfect. So today I went down to Angelina Jackson's. Last time I'm gonna say it again, right? For her fundraiser event that me and SMED was invited to, but he didn't show up because he was too busy, right? But down there, man, I met a brilliant bro. His name is Tony Cochran, bro, and he does re-entry and stuff like that. And he was trying to find a way to get back involved in that. I'm actually gonna bring him in to interview him later this week.
Sure.
So I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, sharing numbers and spaces, man. It's the same hand that wrote your story. Sure. It's the same story that's writing this.
Because you wouldn't believe how many men I seen that are very talented. They got out before me, but I seen them 3 more times before I got out. They got out, came back, got out, came back, got out, came back, got out. Then I finally get out. You beat me home 3 different times. But you got talent, but you're not given the chances once you get
Nobody's
out
giving them that chance.
to use your talent.
Nobody's giving that person that chance.
Sometimes, but
A lot of good men behind it.
outside of somebody giving them a chance, like man, you have to give righteousness the opportunity that you give
For sure.
wickedness, man. Because a lot of times, like you'll pick up a pack of dope and fall off,
For
but
sure.
you'll get another pack and fall off and get it, and you'll keep doing
You
that.
definitely had an
But-
initiative. You gotta have an initiative.
But when you try to work hard and do right, when that shit don't go right, you'll say, "Oh, this shit don't work. I'm going to get a pack."
But you gonna keep trying to sell that though.
Yeah, but keep on trying to sell it.
So
You gonna keep trying to climb through a window, even though it's not working.
Right.
You know, a dude just shot at me. I'm running out the house.
And they working the pot, put in the microwave.
But this is why this is another thing that
That's a Jew.
I tell my friends is like the street success is a race. Legit success is a marathon. Legit success in the legit world, you're not gonna be successful overnight.
Right.
It's not gonna happen.
Right.
It's gonna take time to actually dive into and actually focus on your goals to be successful, but you gotta have the patience.
Yes, you do.
You can't be trying to rush success. Instant gratification ain't working.
And hold on though. Let me build with you a little bit more. All right. This is another concept. Success is simply working towards your goal. That's it.
Yes.
So the saying like, "Oh man, success ain't gonna happen overnight." Well, it damn near does if you participated in working toward your goal for that day. That was a success. It was some progress made. Man, now we on to the next line of success. Actively working towards any goal, you are successful.
Yes.
You know, and so for everybody that's waiting for something to happen overnight, if you went and worked on your shit, my dude, you was successful for that day.
For sure.
You know, it's in increments.
For sure.
Derrick, I want to close. I want to give you a couple minutes to give me, you know, something that you want to say, you want to say to the people.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this platform to, you know, share my story and kind of build with you guys and kind of try to be an inspiration and hope. You know what I mean? What I want to say is that a lot of young guys, if you can relate, even if you can't, you're growing up in a very, very different world than what I grew up in because a lot of stuff has changed in the last 6 years. So watch yourself, watch who you hang around because not everybody loves you. Focus on your goals and dreams. A lot of stuff that you want to do, partying with your friends, you can do that after you make it. Because your friends, if they're your friends, they still going to be there to kick you with you after you make it. Focus on your dreams, lock in, and try to listen to people before you make a mistake and then listen. Try to beat that mistake and stay down. You know what I mean? Be patient.
Michael Adams said 100. You got DJ Todd Supreme checking in saying my guy. You got Ruben Woods is all about getting that platform to others. You got D-Pound checking in, respect. You got Michael Norton, good stuff, Carrie. Justice Monet, throwing some, you know what I'm saying, some hearts on there. You got David Mitchell. You got nice show, Carrie. You got Antoine Cunningham, Big, saying nephew, great kid. Teddy Boy Brown, what's up, Mr. Daniels? Stead, fix my life. Very humble and respectful kid. A joy to watch and coach against. Never was disrespectful. Wishing you well with your future, Derrick.
Who said that?
That's Stedman, fix my life.
Oh, Stedman.
Yeah. We got Tremaine Hawkins. We was getting busy my senior year and his sophomore year. Nice little state run. That's Trey. And then you got Jeff Hagen second in. What's up, young fella? And we got Kevin Easy, who dropped in earlier to say what's up.
What's up?
I really appreciate everybody checking in and like the loyal viewers for checking in and watching this episode. You see, I'm sweating like I'm out here working out. You know, so we got a little technical difficulties going on up in here. It's cool, though.
Hey, take a point from SMED.
Like I said, I didn't grow up in no. Did I say I ain't grow up in no AC now? And I lived up in the attic, so. You know, I was taking cold showers.
Throwback Thursday.
Way back Wednesday. But I'm cool. You just see me sweating, that's all.
Yeah, ain't no wrong with a little sweat.
It's cool.
Ain't
You
no
know,
wrong
I'm going
with
home, jump in that water.
You know what?
You know
what I'm about to do.
It's cool. I just, again, I always end the show with giving praise to God.
Always.
God has moved mountains out of my way. He's done things for me that, you know, I still can't believe he saved a wretch like me. I appreciate this platform. I appreciate SMED and Peanut, you know, taking time out there even because nobody's getting paid for this, to make this happen, for us to spread the word. And I love what I've been hearing from you guys, the public, and what we're bringing. We're trying to bring the fire every week, and it's awesome. I mean, it's totally. I feel great doing this, man. You know, talking to guys like Derrick. Man, listen, man. You know, and then it's crazy because one day we might be talking to Derrick again, and he might be a guy that's playing in that 3-letter league.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got a residency in the show now.
Yeah, hey,
So
say
I
that.
got a residency now.
For
so
sure.
I'll be back on
For
the
sure.
I don't understand if y'all really
That's
listen
hard.
to this young man talk,
Yeah.
and how
Eloquent.
he enunciates his words, how educated he is, and that's not prison education. That's just, you know, he had honors before he even went there.
There you go.
So he opens his mind up. He reads. He said, I read into all religions. And I'm sitting here listening to this young guy, and he's so far ahead of the game to being away for 6 years. The man took 6 years of his life. 6 years where other folks are getting probation. And to come out as humble as he is, and with the passion and desire to go where he wants to go, ain't nothing but God. And I praise and I thank him. I thank God for this young man that's across this table from me, because I'm gonna have this young man come talk to our football team and drop some jewels onto them and let them understand who he is and what he's done, you know, and let them see it for themselves. Because you know, Coach Dink coaching with us now.
Yeah. All right.
That's one thing. When they were done, I said, "Oh, Coach Dink." I said, "Hey, bro, I gotta have you. Cause you a mentor. You are awesome."
He on my ass right now. He called me about last week. He said, "Man, why you ain't made it over here? It's been a minute. I'm coming. I gotta come see you before I leave.
Gotta go see him.
Gotta go see him."
So we give shouts out to all, you know, to Malone. You spoke of Malone.
For sure.
Shouts out to Darnell Hoskins.
For sure. Much love.
Shouts out to O'Neal. All these guys
For sure, Pops.
that were there for you.
For sure.
That's here for you now. Steve Wright.
Man, my dog.
Shouts out to these people
Yes, sir.
that, you know, every day they're still making an impact on our community. That we gotta, you know, give them some love to. Acknowledge what they're doing for the people in our community, for our young people. Trying to save our, because I'm gonna tell you something. It's not easy coaching young black men. It's not easy coaching these young black men. It's not easy coaching this urban area. It's hard because you're dealing with so much more than just trying to coach a game, a basketball game, a football game, coaching running track, or any other sports. It's not easy because you deal with so many different variables, so many different things.
You gotta accept the kid and what comes with him.
You gotta accept that. You gotta take that and all of that. And so again, I can't thank Derrick enough for coming on here. I wish him well. You will see me, you know, when he comes to school and talk to the kids. I'm gonna be on Facebook Live recording it, so they can see what's going on. And one thing we gotta stop doing in our community, we gotta stop redlining these guys that's coming home. We gotta stop redlining these guys coming home. I had a guy come on about 5 years ago for a murder. He never pulled the trigger, but he did almost maybe 30 years. But he ain't pulled the trigger. But he did those 30 years. And he came home and he wanted to talk to the young people about the time that he did and what was going on. And they redlined me. They wouldn't let him talk to the kids because they like, well, he's a felon. Something that happened in the 80s.
I had them ideas too. Like, would I have that problem getting into schools, talking to people because I am a felon? Would I have a problem in the future coaching high school kids because of my felony? You know what I mean? Even though I feel like I would be the best candidate.
Exactly.
Especially for urban city kids, like kids from the hood.
I've always felt like that.
I feel like I would be the best candidate
The
because I
best
can relate to
candidates
them.
are like guys like Tony Ruby Sr.
Yep.
They are the best candidates.
Yeah.
They
I can
are the
relate.
best candidate. The people that have been away, that have been through things, that have seen it.
They uncles, they brothers, they dads done been in there.
Yes,
You know what I'm
you are the best candidate
saying? For sure.
for that job to talk to these people. And we got to create more platforms for them to reach out and talk to them.
Yes.
Not just at the church. Just not at the church. Out here. Because all these kids, they're not going to church. And you're not going to pick them up, take them to church. That's not happening.
Gas $5.
Yeah, $5 gas. It's $10.
And they ain't guaranteed safe at the church. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So, that's another whole show about these churches. So, I feel like they could be doing more for this community anyway.
shout out to the black church though. Still.
Okay.
Shout out to black people in general.
There we go.
But we need to do better. Our city officials downtown, we need things back for these kids to do.
Yes.
For whoever the powers that be to bring NYSP back, we need these things back in our community. And we, as my generation, we got to stop dropping the ball. And we got to get out here and we got to work. Because some young kids done fell off the, and they didn't got in trouble, they done made mistakes. And you just sat back and just, and did nothing. So we got to get on the ball. And the younger guys, the 40-year-olds, the 35-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, pick the ball up.
And guys my age, we are becoming OGs now.
Yeah.
Give these young teenagers some game, but quit handing them a gun and a blunt.
There you go.
Man, hand these guys some knowledge that they
But I
can
said it
use.
again now.
Hand them some
Who
knowledge they can
handed you
use.
that blunt?
Right.
Quit
Who handed you that blunt? Who started this spiral
Right.
of, here, take this.
Man, he gonna get on here and say it, but he know who it was.
I know he knows. I don't want to throw anybody in the bus. I'm just saying. I'm telling people.
Hey, this is all props.
Stop.
Feds is why this is all props.
Stop passing these young guys
Yeah.
the pack, the
Yeah.
blunt, and the gun.
Yeah, for sure.
Stop it. We need to stop doing that. We're hurting our own community. We're pushing our own kids to the prison system.
Yep.
So let's stop doing that.
Stop recycling crime.
Yes.
I'm tired of getting t-shirts made of people.
Right.
I want to see your real face. I don't want to see your face on t-shirts.
With that being said, next Wednesday.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Drum roll.
Next Wednesday. Ooh. We won't be doing the show next Wednesday. Because I'll be married 30 years next
Oh, anniversary! Real king stuff. Real king.
30 years. So,
Real love.
and I'm going to, me and my wife are going to go and do something.
Yeah.
Much love.
30 years, she put up with me for 30 years, and I wasn't always the best husband.
Right.
So I thank her, and I'm going to be with my wife at that. I don't never speak publicly about my private life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give honor to my wife for this 30. Because she did it with me.
Right.
Not with me with her.
Right.
So, I was, woo. But we will be back. I believe July 6th.
July 6th.
It's either July 6th or July 7th, that Thursday. Because I might have a football thing on that 6th, but I'll let you know. But we will be back. Not next week, but week after. But when we come back,
July 6th.
we're going to have Brandon McKinney.
Oh.
Okay,
We're going to have Brandon NFL, 9-year pro.
It's hard.
Coach
He's gonna be
Lattimore
with
trying
us.
to get with you too.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
that?
Coach Lattimore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been trying to get Kobe.
Yeah.
Well, he messaged me and asked. I told him that he could just come on your show.
Yeah, I told Kobe, come on, baby. I've been trying to get Kobe.
Next Wednesday at 6 o'clock, which will be your anniversary, we got Coach O'Neal from Horizon Principal.
Oh, yeah,
He's gonna
Ronaldo.
come, and he's gonna come.
State champion, 1987.
Yeah, he gonna go. We gonna do his little life story.
Okay. Bet.
And then, but you won't. I was gonna kind of like
Piggyback
do his
that
life
in.
story. Yeah.
Like how we did that one together in conjunction, but it's all good. I'll hold it down for you, big
I
dog.
agree. I know you
Yeah,
know
we
me.
got
I know you got you. I stole everything from Beanut.
And you do it better.
Of course, by his metric, man. Man, look, I can't do nothing right. Look, I go back and watch the first time he interviewed me. He was so nice to me. I'm like, man.
Now,
Yeah, come on. I'm little bruh now, so it's all good.
But
I gotta keep working.
I also wanted to say, I forgot.
We're closing out.
I just thank you all. Just keep trying to save our kids out here, and don't forget, support my man Anthony Parker and my brother Darren Bird. They're doing it with them kids at that daycare with these young men. It's a beautiful sight. So if you're a man, you got some time, reach out to Anthony Parker, Darren Bird. Go on there and just volunteer a little bit of time. Talking to those kids. They got almost 200 kids. They had 500 sign up.
Oh wow!
So that's a powerful thing they're doing over there.
Wow.
So the need is there.
Yeah.
There's a need. There's a lot of single moms that need help.
They need attention, huh?
Oh, let me get on here real quick. Let me get myself a
Oh yeah.
audience real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot out the commercial.
Watch out, Peanut, man. Get out of my way, boy. What's wrong with you? Let me get on here. Y'all, listen, man. I'm about to do something that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
To me. You really ain't supposed to say what you do is cool. It's for other people to decide. But, so, we are going to do a program for little babies, man.
Yes.
This coming winter, right?
Yep.
2 years old, 3 years old, man, we're going to have basketball as just like the overarching theme, right? But outside of that, though, man, we are going to teach these kids all kind of cool stuff like wisdom type things, man, with math and science and just reading and talking and just leadership and just all of these cool type of concepts, man, that we're going to give to these young kids. And then I'm going to have the 3-year-olds kind of like be the leaders of the 2-year-olds. And they're going to be playing on little tiny tot rims. So if you got a child and it's 2 or 3 years old, man, be looking out for the Baby Kings. Man, we are going to bring something that's just powerful. And I'm going to do this like the way that I've always wanted to do it is just make basketball a leverage point for teaching, bro. And man, we are going to put out the brightest young men that you have ever seen in your life. So make your child a part of this program. I want to take, I don't care if we got 500 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, so be it, man. Because we're going to have all of these community fathers and people all coming together in order to be a part of this great thing, man. We're going to get the kids when they're very young, and man, we're going to plant the seeds of just greatness in all of these kids. And it's going to be something so special when this crop of kids come forward. You're going to see greatness. Way more than some sports. We're only using basketball as something to get their attention, to do something much greater. So the Baby Kings coming in November is going down.
That's
know,
awesome.
Coach,
That's awesome.
man, we're going to have Derrick there.
My nephew
man,
already
we
signed
gonna,
up.
Peanut,
He signed up in blood.
Man, the whole family, man, we're going to be one big community family, man, and we're going to bring these kids to a different level of understanding like they should already have. So Baby Kings coming in November, man. Coach.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. I
That's
can't
beautiful.
wait, bro. I can't wait, man. I'm lit. I'm so happy about it all.
Look out the camera.
Yeah. There it is. Peanut, shut up. You guys don't ever, I don't care, don't ever listen to Peanut. Except when it comes to research. And listen to it every time because he's done his research for sure. Yeah. All right, that's it, Kerry. We good?
That's it.
Derrick, you got anything else? That's it?
Where can they contact you, bro, on social media?
Contact me on social media, Derrick Daniels Jr. on Facebook.
Yeah.
Poppy on IG and Poppy006 on Twitter.
All right, and then, bro, what school we going to again?
Going to Ranger College, Division I JUCO in Texas, one of the top 3 regions in the country, most likely top 10 preseason in the country ranked.
Oh,
Yes,
What
sir.
part of Texas is that in?
Ranger, Texas, right next to Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I got people there, so
Yeah.
I make sure they look
And
out
we
for
tapping into all them JUCO
Oh, for
games,
sure.
bro.
What?
We about to like elevate to something real major.
JUCO they do qualify for NIL, so if anybody want to hit me up for NIL.
Yes, sir.
Doing
T-shirt
couple
kings all
hours.
day. I'm rocking with you on top. You know what I'm saying? We gonna ink a deal now.
I'm telling everybody in my city first, 'cause y'all get first dibs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's put something together. Let's put something together. All right, you guys, man. We love everybody. We will see you all tomorrow,
with
man.
the ladies, bro.
Yeah, we got the Queen's Conversation coming tomorrow. And then who we got Friday? Peanut. We got Peanut scheduled an interview on a Friday.
Off the back.
He don't remember.
I got Devo, the workout dude.
Okay, we got Devo coming through on Friday. Devo the workout. Devo the workout dude is gonna be disrespected. Hey, Devo, I didn't say that shit. Devo, I will remember your name, but Peanut didn't. So when you come here,
Devin Allen.
Too late, Peanut. Your ass is grass and Devo is the lawnmower.
Damn.
That's a new video I'm gonna do on the podcast.
All right, y'all. Peace.